Ticket Guardian 500.
A simply remarkable performance.
Sunday at 2:30 on the Motor Racing Network.
The Ticket Guardian 500 this Sunday afternoon at 2:30 on Carolina Country WCSL 92.3 FM, 1590 AM, and online at kdcbroadcasting.com. When you shop our local advertisers, be sure to tell them you heard it on the radio. That way they'll know that their radio dollars they spend works for them and you too. Even in today's fast-moving world, radio remains the leading media to reach more people. 93% of Americans listen to AM/FM radio over the air. TV viewership is 89%, smartphone use is 83%, and personal computer use is 50%. So if you're a business owner, reach more people with the power of radio. If you don't tell it, you can't sell it. See the power of radio. WHS Shelby, WLON Lincolnton, WCSL Cherryville. Online at kdcbroadcasting.com.
Man, oh man, they've been going at it.
The Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series.
But there's been a lot of near misses and a lot of bump and runs.
America's best drivers.
Hamlin slides up the racetrack in turn 3.
Blaze into the Arizona desert.
Here comes Kevin Harvick to the bottom.
Aiming to upset Phoenix favorite Kevin Harvick.
Kevin Harvick is going to have to get a monster run.
The Ticket Guardian 500.
A simply remarkable performance.
Sunday at 2:30 on the Motor Racing Network.
The Ticket Guardian 500 this Sunday afternoon at 2:30 on Carolina Country WCSL 92.3 FM, 1590 AM, and online at kdcbroadcasting.com. They've done it! Weston Sales in Vail is North America's #1 Coyote dealer. Now listen up. I didn't just say #1 in North Carolina. I didn't say just #1 in the United States. I said #1 Coyote dealer in North America. Come to Weston Sales in Vail and find out why. It's time for you to get ahead of the pack and get a new Coyote from Weston Sales in Vail. Ask about their 6-year unlimited hour warranty and a free loader with qualifying tractors. Weston Sales, 110 North Highway 18 in Vail, #1 in North America. They've done it! Weston Sales in Vail is North America's #1 Coyote dealer. Now listen up. I didn't just say #1 in North Carolina. I didn't say just #1 in the United States. I said #1 Coyote dealer in North America. Come to Weston Sales in Vail and find out why. It's time for you to get ahead of the pack and get a new Coyote from Weston Sales in Vail. Ask about their 6-year unlimited hour warranty and a free loader with qualifying tractors. Weston Sales, 110 North Highway 18 in Vail, #1 in North America.
It's time to play at the Green Meadows Golf Course on Kelly Road in Mount Holly. Play and ride Monday through Friday for $25. Weekends just $30. Seniors ride and play Monday through Friday for $20. And every Wednesday is Ladies' Day. Ladies play and ride for just $15. So make your tee time now by calling the Green Meadows Golf Course, 704-827-9264. Green Meadows Golf Course, 957 Kelly Road in Mount Holly.
Good morning, everybody. Kevin Hastings along with Carson Dockery, Hunter Yancey, and Terry Reinhardt on this beautiful, rainy Saturday morning. Rain, go away.
It's not pretty at all.
Hey, man.
Carson, did we see enough rain last night?
It's all subjective.
I saw all the rain I needed to see for a good couple of days.
I feel like I walked into the Spectrum and I didn't want to shake my head off because I'd hit 12 people in a 500-foot radius.
That's true too. We got all kinds of things to talk about today. I got some beautiful new hats from Bessemer City. Terry on the table. That could only mean one thing. It's baseball season.
That's it. Those are some nice hats too. I give them
thank you.
A lot of
beautiful.
Credit.
I did a good job. No, I didn't have nothing to do with it. This is the classic Bessemer City hat. Everybody, if you've ever seen them, would know it. That the green on top, gold bill, and then they also have some alternates with the yellow on top, green bill. I got some special edition Lewis Carpenter Bessemer City hats. They're going to sit here in the studios with us and join us in the studios. So that's good. That's what they're doing here right now, Terry. Showing them off for our YouTube fans. Let me pull them up. I don't know if they've got a good angle.
Come on, Vanna White.
On them.
There it is. Well,
Yeah, there we go. Is that what I needed to do? Hornets and Wizards last night. We're going to cover that just a little bit. We're going to give you the in-depth coverage of that. We're going to do that in just a little bit later. I've got to get some of those interviews set up for you. Hunter talked to Scott Brooks last night. Who was the other one you sent me? I forgot.
Scott Brooks and Bobby Portis.
Bobby Portis.
He always plays pretty good against the Hornets. He had to get many points last
Every
night.
big man that has
25.
played against Cody Zeller in the past about 3 weeks has torched him.
Yeah.
Starting with Boogie, and then it just was Jokic or Jurkic destroyed him, and then oh gosh. But Cody's been playing good offensively. It's been kind of like back and forth. He has been getting torched though. We've got to talk about that. We've got high school basketball playoffs today. Final Four action at Catawba Valley Community College here on WLON. 10:50 a.m., 107.5 FM. The East Lincoln Mustangs
Revenge match
against the Forest Hills Yellow Jackets, and we've got in-depth coverage of that because we've seen them both, haven't we, Hunter?
Yeah, we've seen them both.
We got some good analysis on that. Maybe, Terry. We got some analysis.
Some
maybe
analysis.
good.
Some analysis.
Maybe good.
And not all of it is good.
We missed a lot of the game, didn't we, where we were sitting down in the corner?
Yeah. Oh, that was. Yeah, when we left, or when we really showed up, Kevin was like, you can tell that radio stations don't come in here often.
Well, the first thing the dude Carson said, he emailed me back. He said, "Well, get here. Gates games at 7. You need to get here about 5:30 so you can get a spot in the stands."
We ain't sitting in the stands.
Stands, he said. I said, is there somewhere else we can sit? We usually sit. He said, well, I can get you a table or something if you want. And I was like, yeah, we usually do that on the baseline if you don't mind. Okay. So we thought we'd be on the baseline. We get there, the baseline's like, it's the biggest baseline ever, like 10 feet. Like plenty of room for us to walk around and do whatever. He doesn't have us there. He has us on the end of the bench. Like the end of Shelby's bench. Like with a table and chairs. Mm-hmm. But like, so we couldn't see that corner because of the bench.
No sight line, yeah.
But it got worse. Not only were we in the corner of the bench, that's where the entrance was to the stands.
God.
So every single person that came in those stands walked right in front of me and Hunter. And also, that's too bad. Yeah. Let's go for strike 3. How about this? The cheerleaders sat right behind us.
Shelby's cheerleaders were right behind us.
Yeah.
So we
right
had
behind us.
I'm talking.
When they would start banging on the stands.
Anything was in our ears. We couldn't see, and there's a basketball game going on out there, and we're trying to do play-by-play.
Right.
And then of course signal down there, and some of the folks listening, we'll have good signal day up at CVCEC. But some of the gyms, folks, you got to understand that the schools, even though we pay the athletic association money for this, they don't provide internet service and phone service or anything like that for us to do the games for us. We have to use our hotspot Verizon wireless hotspot. So if you send us an angry email, send one to
the school.
No, not the schools. Verizon and the athletic association. Those are the two. They're the ones charging us, and so send it to them first, or you can CC us on it. So I guess.
But I mean, my deal, and it's at Forest Hills, right?
No. Oh, our game, the other night.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you walk in there, it looks to me like these guys would have been abiding and said, hey, where can I move you that would be best effective for you?
Like I said, I'm not sure that they deal with too many
well, to be honest,
stations.
we kind of showed up late.
Well, they had the table and everything sitting there. Yeah, there was no adjusting where we was at that time. We had to get it and go. That's what Hunter's kind of. They did have a instead of a pep band, they had a DJ.
They did have a
not
DJ.
Like a
straight DJ over in the corner.
Do.
Yeah,
the horns.
The air
in
horns.
Marshville.
Yeah,
that's what you're telling me.
Do.
Yeah, the air horns.
In Marshville.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna just tell you this, Carson. That place was rocking. Okay.
I bet it was because there's nothing to compete with it in Marshville.
So after the good news is though they had him in the complete opposite corner of us, so we weren't right on it. But also the bad news was after the game it was that he played the after party. Not like everybody get out of the gym like Terry.
Nice.
Last week, or was you with me, or the week before that we were interviewing Coach Hollyfield for Shelby. Now we've got the coach of the team What's the radio
yeah.
set on?
Yeah,
and they start turning the lights off
Yeah,
on
that
us.
was that was a struggle.
That was me and Carson.
Yeah.
And then over here in Marshall, the DJ's still spinning
Yeah,
records while we're packing up.
Because there's nothing else to do. Like, what are you gonna do in Marshall after a basketball game? Nothing. You guys want to go?
I've never been in Marshall.
You guys want to go 45 minutes and go to Monroe? No. There's nothing to do.
That was a drive.
Well, we kind of got. If you're going down there, pay attention to what your GPS says.
Yeah,
don't you?
pay
Or you
attention
end
to
up
the
paying a bill.
GPS.
Yeah, they'll take you on the new toll road. Yeah,
And that's exactly what it
It didn't
did.
say nothing about
Listen,
the toll road.
let me tell you right now that if you went on that toll road, you saved yourself a lot of time, even if
We
you
really
paid.
did.
And just problems.
No,
Because 74 off of 485 is bad.
It's just 1,000 stops and goes.
Yep.
Stop and goes. Stop
Yeah.
and go. I'm not gonna lie. We was smooth sailing. There was nobody else
Yeah.
out there, but we didn't know it was a toll.
That
Yeah,
all
it's
depends
new.
on when you go through.
Well, Monroe, yeah.
Yeah, because if you go through in the mornings, going down that way, 74, you can just keep on going. There's everything just blinking. You
Everybody's
just,
going to work the other way, Terry.
Yeah.
Just keep on going.
But so we didn't even know it was a toll. Shit, it sent us on us, and we went through in the daytime, and we never read any of the signs. We just hauled butt to the exit. So coming back at night, we was noticing cars in front of us. The lights were flashing, and
Yeah.
And so I was like, "What is that? What are they taking? Are they speeding? I thought they were speeding and taking license plate. They were taking license plate pictures, but it was the toll picture.
So they can send you the bill.
And then Hunter starts reading the sign. I'm like, "Hey, we're going to get a bill in the mail." I'm like, "What?" And so yeah, we kind of got shafted into that.
Where did y'all get off on? Like, did you go all the way through to the end?
We
or-
rode the whole thing. I
Yeah,
mean, we went from the
nice.
start to the to Wingate.
Yeah.
Whatever the price was, we're paying all
Yeah,
of
that
it twice.
it goes literally right
Yeah,
behind the
twice.
It goes right behind the football field at
So
Wingate now.
so
Yeah.
Cherryville, Shelby, Lee County Legion fans, Terry, what Carson just said was that it goes right into Wingate in the football
right behind
field.
the football field.
You can just turn right in there and go
You
to the
get off
baseball
on Austin
field.
Cheney Road, yeah, and you go straight through the middle campus.
You do. So if you don't want to go through the traffic during baseball season, folks, you can't
Have
get
your
on it, but you
pocketbook
will
ready.
you will get a toll mailed
It'll
to
be
the
like
toll.
$2.50. You'll be all right.
What was the math on it, Hunter? Did we figure it out?
It was like 19 cents per exit. And
Yeah,
we
it's
passed
a
like
weird.
every
It's not.
exit.
Yeah, it's not mileage.
had
It's
them all.
exits. It's
Yeah,
weird.
we did an exit. Well, good thing it ain't mile. Good lord.
We did the whole thing. It didn't
did
matter.
that. We did
Whatever
all
was.
of it. We did
Whatever
all of
was.
it.
So
Well,
Forest-
congratulations.
So Forest Hills.
Some fresh pavement, man.
That's
Yeah.
it.
So they'll play East Lincoln today. I've seen them both pretty good. I would say so Shelby, I think what did them in, and maybe Hunter agrees with me, was they started the game 1 for 9 from 3, and Forest Hills was 5 of 9 for 3. And at halftime, they were down 13 points. Well, that's 12 right there on that. So that did them in the first half. They played them even the rest of the game. I mean, pretty much. They got it almost cut it to 5, and they had a layup and missed it. Got their own rebound, missed it again, and it was swing down the court. They laid in and won. So it went from almost cutting it to 5. Eric about to quiet the whole gym of 4 minutes to an 8-9 point lead real quick, and it was over.
What was Forest Hills playing on defense? They man to man?
The most
yeah.
physical defense
No,
I've ever seen in my life.
But they were playing 1-3-1 too, so they played man when they had to. But they would play.
They
1-3-1.
started out in man.
Yeah, and then they went to 1-3-1 half when Chevy started coming back, and then at the end of the game they stretched it out full court. So they'll do the 1-3-1 and trap. So if he's Lincoln, if you know the 1-3-1, you got to attack the dime and the gaps right there to the middle. And so if and that's what Sidney Dollar does well, slashing. He'll have to do that he usually does it from baseline. It's kind of hard to do that in 1-3-1. You'll get trapped down there from baseline. If he'll cut back towards the middle on his slashes, and him and Kuthan, they can work it down low. I don't know how much they're going to run that 1-3-1 on. They got one big man, Terry. He's 6'7". He plays the middle. They don't really run it through him or anything, do they? He got his 10 points off rebounds and just being out there.
Yeah.
But he's not bad. Like, he's an athletic.
Their
He won't do
starting
nothing.
5 is not bad.
Yeah, he won't do
They're
nothing.
not. They're not just centered around one player.
No.
All 5 of those starting boys can play, and they can score. And they've got their own version of Bean, like how East Lincoln has one that can. Except he's not just a spot up shooter. Okay, he can go to the basket. He can create his own shot. But
it was Rory. How many points did he end up with?
yeah,
Was it 18 and nine of them were free throws?
9 of them were free throws. He was trying to get to the basket.
You don't want him shooting. If you hear Rory gets off the shot, it might. It's probably
going
to
go in.
He's buckets.
They impressed me. They really did. And what
he looks like Khalid El-Amin, short, thick guard.
Yeah.
And he's firing up threes like crazy.
And what it was really, and I said this during the broadcast to Kevin, I said Shelby is rattled with this defense that Forest Hills brought to him.
The referees,
they didn't
100% allowed as much contact as you wanted in the first half.
Hand checking like crazy.
And this was so it was Shelby Forest Hills.
Well, you would think
it was a football game.
You would think that would help Shelby.
It would, but like I said, they went 1 for 9.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, like you would think.
Everything else was
you don't
even.
mind.
Shelby won turnovers and rebounds. They just got beat on the scoreboard.
Yeah.
You don't mind if the referees stay consistent for the first half and the second half, and they still call it the same way.
Well, they were. I mean, it was.
If that's how it was, then that's what you have to adjust to.
The second half did get Terry as far as the calls were. There was some ticky tacks later. Jack Hollyfield got a little touch elbow foul. Somebody cut across the lane. Just a cutter, no ball to him, kind of bumped into Jack. They called a foul. I'm like, he's made contact 50 times out here with somebody harder than that, and that's the one they call. And there was a couple like that, like the Rory kid at the top of the key. Isaiah Best got a couple reaches. Isaiah was reaching, but it wasn't like anyone else on the court wasn't reaching. Like the kid for Lexington, he hadn't stopped reaching. I think he sleeps with his arms moving like this.
I'll just put it this way. If the refs let them play that hard starting out against East Lincoln's going to get rattled.
It'll be
because that's what it is. All it is in your face, and when
East is happy it's at CVCC.
They're very happy it's at CVCC. If it
you're
was over there,
you're gonna have different officials.
Yeah, you will.
Yeah, you will. Yeah. I know you'll have.
And that's probably
officials.
a crew that's seen Forest Hills all season long, and you sort of get. I mean, you get used to it, you know.
And it's one of those things where they're not only just physical; they're fast. They're fast. There's not a Shelby couldn't breathe when they were passing the ball around. Forest Hills collapsed so fast on the perimeter. Now, I'm not saying East Lincoln can't win the game. I'm saying this is going to be the hardest game they've played all year.
Oh, you're talking about the defending 2A champions.
There's a reason.
Four.
Yeah.
Now, I don't think they didn't. I'm gonna put it this way: it looks and sounds like they dominated Shelby. They didn't dominate them. It was those 3-point shots, those 4 threes, is what did it. Cause everything else, like I said, across the board was even. So let me give you their lineup, like as a scouting report, like looking at them. They got 2 guards, both are about my height. The point guard is he don't really shoot. He will, and he shoots well, but he don't really shoot that much. He's more dribble around as fast as he can, aggressive like that, and very, very aggressive on defense. I mean, I'm talking. Yeah. He's gonna reach 1,000 times today. It just depends if the refs want to call it or not. Rory's the other guard. Like I said, looks kind of like a Khalid El-Amin type, short, stocky. He fires up the threes. Then their two wingman is pretty much what the offense runs around. It's Tyson Keyshawn and Nashawn Tyson are the twin, or I don't know if they're twins or not.
One of them comes off the bench.
One comes off the bench, but the other one that you're going to hear a lot of today is Beelan. Beelan's the best ball player out there. He's lefty. He can bring the ball up. He led the team in rebounding. He's just basically like a small forward.
He led the team in scoring.
He's like if Chad. He plays like kind of like Sage, but he's left-handed. But he's like so Sage and Chaz were like kind of at 1 instead of 2. That's kind of like how he plays.
He's got the size.
They have no bench. Neither does East Lincoln. So it's pretty much going to be 6-on-6 today, or 7-on-7, I would imagine. So Shelby, they run 10 people and try to run you out of the gym. Like I said, they got down that 10 and they kept doing it. But I mean, those threes really kind of did them in there. So Terry, like what he's saying, neutral court, East Lincoln's got the advantage. They did not want to go to Forest Hills. I don't see East Lincoln winning that down there in that environment. It was loud. You got the DJ. I mean, it was tough. I'll put it that way. It's a tough environment to play in. My favorite ones are if they got the pep bands. Most schools don't do that anymore. Kings Mountain used to when I played, and I remember walking in and that. And we were still jamming to the pep bands. It was pretty cool. All right, we probably shouldn't be bobbing our heads to their fights on, I guess. Let's try something else. But anyway, today broadcast will try to start about 11:30. Depends on what time they let us in the gym. Ken and Tim will have that. Are you going up there? I forgot if we talked about that or not.
Yeah, I'll go.
Okay. Hunter's going to go up there and take some pictures for us of the championship and everything, and so he'll take care of that. So follow Hunter on that. So you got a prediction on it, Hunter?
I've watched East Lincoln play. I'm just going to say this. If Forest Hills can get away with all that hand checking, East Lincoln's in for a rough time. They are, because I've seen them play, and there was only one. Kuthon impressed me the most. Other than that, if Beam is not hitting, that team's sunk.
I think the refs got to call it. Refs call it tight, and Bean's hitting. East Lincoln can win. Because kind of like you said, Kuthan and Sydney kind of do the same thing all the time.
Yeah.
You need that outside shot, and then the other two starters, Zirkle and might be Horn. I can't remember if that's his name or not. If they pitch in any, that helps them so much.
But they can't. This is the thing that happened to Shelby though. You can't get rattled. You can't let your emotions go. Shelby got so chippy with each other in that first half, and once that happens, it might go downhill because Forest Hills is going to play you hard.
Well, they played them last year, and they got beat by, I think it was 10. But, I mean, so it's not like they are not going to see some of the same guys they saw last year,
right?
Well, I know.
Competing against them. So, I mean, maybe they learned something. Maybe they learned something they can run against them. I
mean, who'd they just play? East Rutherford gave them a run for their money until about late in the second half. So
yeah, everybody I talked to thought East Rutherford thought they was going to run them out to Jim, and East Lincoln ended up pulling it off. East Rutherford went up against Shelby pretty even the whole year. I think Shelby won all three, maybe. I don't know if East Rutherford pulled one off or not against them, but East Rutherford goes 7 deep, kind of like the rest of them. So Shelby's the only one I've seen really goes more than the 7 deep, and so. The Kuthan is, I think, the key to that offense. He about never misses. He's really good down low, really good footwork. He's a better, as far as having the ball in his hands, than their big man is. But the big man is really tall and long, so I don't know if he's going to be able to block some of Kuthan's shots just being that tall. And they go after the shot blocks too, don't they? There's no holding back. I mean, they're coming full.
This is a strong swing. This is a strong defense team.
Yeah, I mean, they're trying to they're trying to block the shots in the second row is what they're trying to do, and they're not that tall and long. Like I said, they're not overwhelming to me. They play really hard in that environment, and the Beeling kid is smooth. If he's on, it's gonna be tough to kind of handle.
If he's on and Rory's hitting his shot, it's gonna be all.
East can win. Don't get me wrong, but I think Forest Hills might be favored in this. I would say, Terry. You too?
I would favor Forest Hills, yes. Just play style wise, yes.
All right, we'll be back in a few minutes. We've got Charlotte Hornets NBA stuff to cover. We've got NFL news and notes. We got NASCAR, high school baseball starting up this week. Let's see, we got Tuesday on our schedule. What Tuesday is this? The March what? 12th. Let's go with that. We got Ashbrook at Crest, Maiden at East Lincoln. Cherryville and Lincoln Charter on the schedule for Tuesday baseball. I think that's good. I'm going to go confirm there. All right, we'll be back in a few minutes, folks, on KTCBroadcasting.com.
Country Gold with Terry Clark.
I'm Terry Clark, inviting you to join me this week for Country Gold, where we play all of your favorites from the 80s and 90s. My guest this week will be Dirk Bentley. He's a big fan of 90s country and even leads a 90s country band called Hot Country Nights. I did his Seven Peaks Festival last summer, and we'll talk all about his favorite country legends. That's Dirk Bentley with me on Country Gold with Terry Clark.
Country Gold with Terry Clark, Thursday afternoons at 1 o'clock on Carolina Country, WCSL, 92.3 FM, 1590 AM, online at KDCBroadcasting.com. It's a triple header of savings at Renato Auto Mall in Shelby. Save 3 big ways on 3 of your favorites. Right now, buy a brand new Kia for as low as $14,998. But hurry, only 15 are left on the lot at this low price. And right now, brand new Honda Accords start at $21,000 and save up to $10,660 on a brand new GMC truck. Yes, it's a triple header of savings at Renato Kia, Renato Honda, and Renato Buick GMC. All conveniently located at Renato Auto Mall, 4423 East Dixon Boulevard, Shelby.
Are you new to the area, or maybe you just have problems locating those hard-to-find streets? Universal Advertising Association has published a quality Shelby and Cleveland County area street guide, and they are now available free of charge at these area business locations for a limited time. Pick up yours today at Stony Point Daycare and Preschool, Something Different, Mr. Pest Control, Carolina Crossing Restaurant, The Concrete Kid, York Tax Service, Remax Select Cleveland, The Shop Incorporated, Walker Painting and Pressure Washing, Bob's Remodeling, Scooter's Saloon, R&R Grading and Clearing, Walmart, Wood Spring Suites, Shelby Police Department, Cleveland County Chamber of Commerce, Servo South, Renee Tax and Bookkeeping Service, Crossroads Mini Mart, Krause Home Service, and Mobile Life. Get your free universal map today.
We're here because your mother doesn't trust anyone else. Your daughter just got her license. Your son needs a dependable car for school. Or maybe you just appreciate honesty, which is exactly what you get at Classic Ford of Shelby. Whether shopping for one of our 200 new Fords in stock or one of our quality pre-owned vehicles starting as low as $3,000, you get honest service at a hometown price. Welcome to our family. Classic Ford of Shelby, the hometown store that gives you more.
There you go, Ann. Your new account is now open. Just one more little thing.
Here's your card.
What was that?
It's my new bank. Every time I turn around, I get hit with another fee.
You need to get an account at Carolina Federal Credit Union.
She's right.
Tired of getting hit by bank fees? Switch to Carolina Federal Credit Union today. Make those pains go away.
Here's your receipt.
Hey, fun happens at MS Power Sports in Gastonia. I'm Calvin Hastings, and I want to invite you to join the Vols this Saturday, March 9th, for the big Time to Ride Spring Sales event at MS Power Sports in Gastonia. We'll be there from 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. We'll have free Subway sandwiches from Subway in Belmont, plus chips and drinks. And be sure to come by and register to win tickets to a Charlotte Hornets basketball game, a $25 gift card to Whiskey Bill Bar and Grill in Bessemer City, a $20 gift card to the Firestone Grill in Gastonia, free rounds of golf at the Critters Mountain Golf Course, Boss T-shirts, and more. And be sure to check out the spring deals going on now. Ask about special financing programs available. So get ready for fun with a big Time to Ride Spring Sales event, because fun happens at MS Power Sports, located at 4804 Wilkinson Boulevard in Gastonia. Online at mscycles.com.
Good morning. Saturday Sports Talk. Kevin Hastings, Carson Dockery, Hunter Yancey, Terry Reinhardt. Went to, some of us checked out the Hornets last night. Terry had an important umpire meeting to take care of. Terry, did you learn anything you didn't know?
Terry learned what the strike zone was last night.
I did.
Did you? Did you raise your hand and say, hey guys, is there 3 strikes this year?
Yeah. And they told
That's
me
the best question.
Yeah.
Anybody got any questions? Still 3 strikes this year, guys?
3 strikes and 3 outs, right?
I've been in them games where you got like 1 pitch or 1 strike. I've been in some of those myself.
So, I got one. I got only way I can describe last night Hornets game for our that we did for our night last night.
Than anybody else alive. Now, Buddy Landell, it's so hard for me.
Only way I can describe our night last night, Terry, is have Rick do it for us.
Out here hollering my name. When last year I spent more money on spilt liquor in bars from one side of this world to the other than you made. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kid stealing, wheeling dealing, limousine riding, jet flying, son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time holding these alligators down.
Just the hair when they went to the audience shot, the hair in the audience was a good 3 feet above the forehead.
The best line in there nobody ever gets, or because everybody's excited about the other stuff, is I'm having a whole time holding these alligators down.
Yeah, boy.
I don't know if you ever want to talk smack to somebody. That was the king right there. The Rock was probably number 2 on that, but I'll give Flair the nod on that one. Pink Cadillac made a debut in Charlotte last night, Terry.
Among several other places.
Yeah, okay, everywhere. We took a tour of Gaston County and Belmont. The whole thing. Hornets and Wizards. What a game, Hunter. You're up and down.
Wait. What's the dumpster fire look like, What's a dumpster fire look
That's
like?
the most-
you know? I mean,
that's
if you've
the
never
mo-
seen one, you
that's-
saw one last
Terry,
night.
it's two mules fighting over a turnip.
That's the best
God.
summary for the Wizards.
I mean, hey, if you never found it, if you've never seen what a dumpster on fire looks like, then you saw one last night.
It's the Washington Wizards.
It was both teams as a whole playing against each other.
Yeah, no, that's two.
That
dumpster
game as a
fires.
whole was a dumpster fire. Because think about it, for as bad as the Washington Wizards are, the Hornets still only won by 1 point.
Yeah. I got a text from somebody that said, would you walk down there and tell Kimba to stop shooting now?
They were 3 of 19 at halftime from the 3-point.
And then if it wasn't for Marvin Williams
I
having
was
the
getting ready
greatest
to
night
say.
of his life, it would have been a blowout.
Yeah,
The
because
dunk
Marvin
from the left side.
Oh, yeah, that putback.
Yeah. I was like, that kind of remind you of Vince Carter.
No.
Oh, well.
He barely got up to the rim, Terry.
Yeah, just like Vince Carter now.
When's the
now
last
Vince Carter.
time have you
Now
seen
Vince Carter.
Williams go in for a dunk like that?
Who?
When's the last time?
Oh, Marvin?
Yeah.
I haven't seen him dunk in 7 years.
And then he pulls up for a 3 on the other end a little bit later
Yeah.
in the half, and I was like, man, this dude daggum got the number 2 jersey on, and he's like he's LJ.
Yeah, boy.
Well, wasn't he the number 2 pick?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't stand Marvin Williams. He got hot last night, and he kept him in the game. Nobody else decided to help out or pitch in, really. Hunter?
Yeah.
Wizards. A skeleton crew of Wizards. I don't know what to call them. We did get to see Dwight Howard stretch in the practice
I
court
saw
there.
him.
We saw a Hall of Famer stretch last night. I just want you to
That sounds weird.
Okay.
You could have gotten
I
to
saw
watch-
him in the locker room after.
There
Yeah.
you go.
With
Most
his-
overrated
with his AirPods
center
in, not
the
wanting to talk
NBA.
to anybody. He was just.
Well, I do think that's a. I don't know if I think it might even be a rule that the injured players you don't talk to injured players for the media.
I mean, he kept looking at us like, y'all want to talk to me, and I'm like,
Why don't you go over and ask something?
because I couldn't.
You should walk there and be like, "Hey, Dwight.
Should I waste my steps?
Dwight, you want to? Dwight, do you want to walk over to the Hornets locker room last night, right now, and point and laugh at him?"
The only thing I would have asked him, in all seriousness, I thought about it. I would said, you were over here in Charlotte just a few years ago. Does it feel good to be back in the city? Other than that,
And you did the same thing you did when you was here. You lost.
Terry, they won.
Look.
Wizards won, Terry.
Yeah, but
I
his team lost.
saw
That's
firsthand
what I'm
last
saying.
night.
You lost.
I'll say it over air. I don't care. I wasn't gonna say it. I was just gonna say y'all at a break. I don't care. This is a sports show. We break sports news.
I know, right?
I saw firsthand why teammates don't like Dwight Howard last night.
Was he
And it
trying
has-
to kiss him?
No,
Hold
it has
hands?
nothing to
What's he
do.
doing?
It has nothing to do with his sexuality. It's just
He steals some
he
Bojangles chicken?
is pompous, and he thinks he's ahead of everybody. He thinks he's, and this is what I mean by that. One of the second string bigs. So it's the guy that would played behind Bobby Portis last night. I can't remember his name. He was getting ready to walk out. He was walking out, and Dwight, said, "Hey," and he looked at Dwight, and Dwight said, "Take my bag."
He's probably was he a rookie?
No, he's not a
Because
rookie.
that's how the Mavericks. That's how the
He's not a
Oh, no,
rookie.
that's how the Mavericks treat Luka Doncic.
Oh, I know
like,
that. I
He
know
does.
that.
He is.
No.
Everyone stand up.
But
Luka,
that's the thing.
go do
That's
this.
but
Luka,
that's the
go
thing.
do that.
That's the thing, though. Nobody else said that, and I know he's not a rookie. And he looks at the media while Dwight turned away. He said, "He has me do this all the time." And when Dwight is turned around, he kept going like this to him. Kept calling him stupid. And then when he turned around, he just grabbed his bag.
Well,
Dwight turned back around. And
Why'd he grab his bag?
I don't know. I don't know why he did
He's
it.
whipped.
I don't know why he did.
Why did he grab his
but
bag?
Dwight Howard
Let's
just
figure
had
out
this-
who you're talking about.
He just had this look on.
I've got this roster. First of all, Terry.
Yeah.
Terry, Terry, don't look. Name me Wizards.
Name
Go.
3 Wizards.
Wizards.
Name me Washington. Not like
not-
in history, not Merlin.
Yeah,
I'm
not-
talking about Washington Wizards.
That's pretty easy. You go Wall.
Nope,
you go
not
Bill,
playing.
And
No.
you go. Well, I'm talking about you.
No,
Name me
No.
3 Wizards
3
and Howard.
active.
There you go.
3 Wizards that played in the
Washington
game.
Wizards.
Yeah,
Ariza.
Thomas Bryant.
Ariza's there.
Oh, Thomas Bryant.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Thomas Bryant. He
Thomas
said-
Bryant played pretty good last
That's
night.
what I'm saying. He said, "Take my bag."
Oh man.
What do you want him to do, Hunter?
What do you mean? What do I want him to do?
Was there not an equipment guy?
I was about to say they are equipment guys.
Bryant
are paid to do that.
Bryant is 21 years old.
Uh-huh.
Making $1.3 million a year.
Right.
That's not. Yeah.
I don't.
And if a Hall of Fame center asks you to carry his bags, you carry his bags.
I tell him to, you know.
I tell him we have a guy for that.
I say I don't do that. I got to carry my own bags.
I get paid to play basketball.
I would like to know if there's more than that. I'm sure there's just more than that than him just being a jerk to
No, I
to
know,
some
but
guy.
I'm just saying.
sure
Like I looked at it last night, and the guy and Thomas Bryant, and you know,
last time you played,
and
him
you
already
can, and
you
you
have
can
bags.
tell, you know, you can tell when guys are playing about them being mad at somebody. He legitimately looked like dude.
You like,
He legitimately was like,
who are
you
you
got
talking
to
about?
be
Who's this
Thomas
Tom-
Bryant.
I don't even know who this
Thomas
is.
Bryant played at Indiana.
And you couldn't even name his name, and you're talking about Dwight disrespected him. You don't even know. You know his name.
I couldn't remember his name.
Yeah, this cat. 9-5. He only answers the phone for Hall of Famers, Hunter.
I mean, Dwight Howard acts like he's on a winning program
Yeah, I
right
know,
now.
right?
You got to carry your own bag.
So Terry,
It's
well,
not
this
Jadeveon
Bryant
Clowney.
kid is probably averaging what Howard's averaging, probably.
Terry.
Better right now.
He's only played like how many games has he played?
None.
Dwight Howard.
He played one or two.
He played like. No, I thought he got traded from the Hawks like after a few.
Why
games
would I
into
turn
DC
around and pick
didn't
up
get
a
to
guy's
play.
bag
No,
that's
from
not
the
even
Nets.
on the court?
I don't know. I was.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm not picking up anybody's bag that's not even stepping
That's what
on
I'm
the
saying.
court.
But hey,
up
here's the
Shaq's bag
thing.
if he
Here's
asked
the
you to?
thing.
No.
Here's the thing.
What if Yao Ming asks you to in Chinese?
No.
Here's the thing.
There's a
But
guy
I
that does
bet-
that, who
but
that
I
is his
bet
job.
The only reason he did that though was because he didn't want to make a scene because I'm not like the media was all in that.
I tell you what.
I bet you they didn't want to create a story.
I tell you what. Me and
for
D12
them.
are buddies on Twitter. I'll see him. I'll
Oh,
send
God.
him a DM and ask him.
Oh,
if,
yeah,
if
he'll
he-
be happy if
if
it's using him.
If him, I'm gonna put a wig on and send him a DM, and then see if he'll ask him about if him and Thomas got beef or if he's just messing. I would like to know. I didn't see it. I would like to know.
I'm
I'd
just
be
saying. I'm
curious.
just saying. Thomas Bryant did not.
Was
look
John Wall in there
pleased
last
at all.
night?
No, John
No.
Wall was not in there. John Wall ain't even traveling.
Do you think he's sitting on the couch having a beer?
I think, yeah.
Do you think was he? But do you think he was watching the Wizards?
No, I don't think.
No, God no.
I think
He's trying to
watching
forget.
He's watching something else. That's why he's drinking.
No, he's sitting there and
He's
counting.
drinking to forget.
He's waiting on that next check to come in the mail.
That's
what he's
check
doing.
too. God, it's a big check.
Yeah, it is.
That is not the button I meant to hit. I meant to hit NBA. Terry, Celtics, y'all gonna get swept in the first round? What's going on?
We're not going to get swept in the first round. We
Yeah.
took Golden State and destroyed.
That's the worst loss in the Steve Kerr era.
Yeah, and we are 3-2 out there at their home since Steve Kerr arrived. So we've won.
You got to
more
make it out
there
to
than
East
they've-
first, Terry.
Oh, we're going to play Philadelphia. Philadelphia. I mean, we're playing Ben Simmons, who cannot defeat
So
anybody.
you're basically playing 5-on-4 on offense.
So yeah, that's what we're playing.
You can just literally sit everybody
Terry,
down.
I'm just
He
saying.
laughed at me when I asked if he
You're still a
going to the
five.
final.
I'm just saying.
You
You're
should have
still a
asked him
five
if he's
seed.
working on his jump
was,
shot.
The question was
He's
not,
not.
are you going to get
He's
swept
not
by
at
the
all.
Warriors? Because that might still happen.
That's
but
not
the
gonna
question
happen
was,
there.
are you going to get swept in the first round of the Eastern
We're
Conference
not.
playoffs?
We're going to play Philadelphia or Indiana. Either one of them we can beat. I would rather play Philadelphia than Indiana. And Philadelphia's got a more of a talented front five that they can stick out there against us to compete. Indiana does
Yeah,
not.
but
They've
which
lost
Boston
too much.
team's going to show up? The
Well,
one that
I
all
think-
hates
I
The
think-
one that
Kyrie or
stepped
what?
out there and played Golden State the other night.
I think it's a different. It's just different for the Celtics when you can lock in on one team for a series as opposed to going through the regular season. I think you see that a lot now as guys like they realize at a certain point, like we're in the playoffs.
That's all you got to do is
And that's
get
all you got to
there.
do is get there. Yeah, I mean,
San Antonio's did that year after year after year.
They're
They
not
might
worried
not
about the
win it.
one
They'd
seed.
finish second or third. I mean, as long as we make it.
yeah, you got a chance. Especially with Boston. I mean, like you said, Terry, they're a team that if they get going right, they have more talent than any team in the East, and if they can get going right, they are.
Look at it.
It's maybe them and Milwaukee that can. That's the only real teams out of the East that could challenge Golden State.
I mean, think
and I would
about
take
it.
Boston before Milwaukee.
The other day we
You don't even
had
give
everybody
Toronto?
that played, and they
Yeah.
destroyed Golden State. And I know that's only one game.
I think Toronto's the favorite.
Toronto's
To get
good.
out of the East, yeah.
I don't
Toronto's
know.
good, but
I
we've
just-
also
I just
seen
think Boston
Toronto
has the most
falter
talent.
when it comes playoff time.
Yeah.
What, Terry?
We also seen Toronto.
This isn't
falling
DeMar
when it
DeRozan's.
Yeah, I know. What are you
Raptors,
talking?
though.
This is
And
Kawhi
LeBron's
Leonard.
not there.
This
LeBron's
is
not even going to be in
Kawhi
the
Leonard.
playoffs.
It's Kawhi Leonard, no LeBron in the playoffs, and they got the secret.
Don't forget.
They got the secret weapon.
I have seen Lowry
OG?
falter when it
Anunoby?
comes playoff
Danny
time. Also,
Green.
Yeah, OG Anunoby.
Danny Green. Kyle Lowry's really the guy that was talking to him.
He
He
is.
was
I'm not saying
extremely
nothing wrong,
nice.
but I've also seen him falter when it comes to playoff times. I mean, we talk about DeRozan. It wasn't DeRozan. DeRozan was the one that kept him in games. It was Lowry, the one who would go away and
Shoot
nobody
1 for
hear
10
of him.
from
Yeah.
3,
Who knocked them out every year?
LeBron.
LeJean Brames.
I'm not blaming
Who?
you. I'm
LeBron.
not-
No playoff LeBron team? Oh, yeah. We all understand that, too.
What do you think about that, Terry?
Well, Boston could help him out tonight. We beat
They're
them
now-
tonight.
They are 8-10 since he made the playoff mode activated. Like
I know. Yeah, that's fine.
5 straight.
They have trouble out there, and people don't think it's a
Activate my
legitimate.
playoff mode.
They
What are
are
you talking
talking about now where LeBron's going to sit on the bench for a lot more down
well,
the
they're,
stretch.
they're
Gonna
giving
cut
him a
his
minutes
minutes.
cap. Yeah.
Yeah.
28,
And plus,
28 to 32.
The other day, you even see more of what's happening to that team when you see Rondo so far away from every other player.
Rondo was sitting with the
fans.
crowd, with the
Yeah.
fans. Yeah, that was hilarious.
I don't-
But
I-
did you see the quote that Colin Cowherd made? He was like, Colin Cowherd was like, "Oh yeah, they're gonna put LeBron on minutes restriction for the rest of the regular season and in the playoffs. None.
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 Barkley invited him on the show on the for the playoffs.
None.
Charles told him to leave
I
that
mean,
man alone.
LeBron loves
I mean,
doing
Shaq-
TV shows.
Shaq told Barkley to leave that man alone.
LeBron's all about his TV shows right now. Why would he not?
So, I think it was Jalen Rose. Somebody made the point the other day. He said, so LeBron's had 5 shows so far, whatever his
The
shot
shot.
shows.
Yeah, the shot.
He's not once had a single
player.
Los Angeles Laker on that show.
I thought
Well,
Kyle
because
Kuzma
they're all
was
gonna-
on one.
Think about, like, why would you want to play?
Maybe, I
Like,
can't remember.
I thought Kuzma was on one.
that's what they said. I'm just repeating the TV. I'm not.
Oh,
I don't know. the
I'm
exact-
repeating the TV.
I don't know.
Trust,
The
I don't
exact-
watch the
everything
shop.
on the internet's real, Hunter. I'm just
I have
repeating it.
never watched his show. Period.
I haven't.
Terry,
Isn't
you
it
don't
only
have
H-
HBO.
Isn't it, I was gonna say no.
Dude.
I'm not paying HBO to watch dang
Oh, you don't have
LeBron.
to
I
pay
get it
for
for
it.
Game of
Come on, man.
Thrones. But
Yeah, you don't
I
pay
get it
for
for
it.
Game of Thrones, but not for the shop
Oh God.
with LeBron James,
Well, it's just
where he talks to other rich
who's
guys.
who's gonna set a pick for someone who tried to get you traded? Who's gonna hustle?
Yeah.
Think
for
about-
someone?
He's
Who's gonna even
lost the
throw it?
team.
I'll set a pick on
Rondo's
LeBron
lost the
myself.
team.
Think about how many one-year guys there are on that team.
Oh, that's full of them.
And
Everybody
that's-
knew
that's
this
the
was
thing.
coming.
Every veteran on that team's
Yeah.
a one-year guy.
Yeah.
So all the one-year guys know they're
Stevenson,
gone.
McGee,
But then they try to
Tyson
trade all the
Chandler
guys
will
that
be
aren't
gone.
one-year guys. So every single player in that locker room is basically, you're not gonna be my teammate next year anyway, no matter what. So
Well, he needs.
they're gonna have 10 new teammates.
He needs shooters around him as much as anything.
Oh,
I don't,
yeah.
and that's
Who's the
to
best?
me-
Who's the best shooter on that team? Kyle Kuzma.
I don't know.
Probably.
don't
I
know.
would
That's
say
bad.
so.
And Kyle
It's not
Kuzma's
Ingram.
not.
The best shooter on that team is LeBron.
Yeah,
It's
oh,
just
I know
who's second.
that.
It's just who's second. What do you?
And that's what I'm saying.
what are you gonna do?
He shouldn't be percentage-wise your best
Well,
shooter.
I still have a hard time with how they run and everything. When you don't let Rondo run your point and daggum LeBron's bringing the ball up.
LeBron.
There was
Come
no,
on.
there was no
The
point
point
bringing
forward.
Rondo.
Yeah,
and
that's
plus
just
you
a
have
waste.
two of the same guys with
and then
Rondo
Ball.
and Ball.
You got
yeah.
3 point guards out there, and we all knew that was
I
going
mean, my
not be
Lord.
good from the start.
Now,
So-
did I
so-
see them missing the playoffs? No.
No,
I
no.
thought that at least.
I don't
I'm
think
sure the
anybody
17
did.
injured games had something to do with it. I think
Yeah.
they'd squeak in maybe
I
without
think
that.
LeBron was just.
But Terry, here's the rumor.
Tanking for Zion.
Terry,
Yeah.
here's the rumor. They've been mentioned on TV now. You ready?
Oh, I'm listening.
It involves your Boston Celtics.
We're not going to be hurt without Kyrie.
It ain't. No, he's staying.
Well, we're not giving them Hayward.
Who?
Boston.
Giving who Hayward?
L.A. So he'll not leave
I'm
Boston.
not even saying anything about LA.
Okay.
Here's
well,
the
I'm
new
just
one.
wondering.
Are you ready? Are you ready?
He's like,
Are
wait,
you ready?
I'm going to listen to this.
Gordon Hayward
That's not going to happen.
and either looking like the money wise, probably maybe Brown, sign and trade deal to Golden State for Kevin Durant.
That's not
The
enough.
rumor is Durant may be coming to Boston in a sign and trade
That's not enough.
for Hayward and Jalen Brown.
That's not enough.
Well, they'll give him a pick.
Wait, no. If they don't do him, he can sign anywhere.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but
Golden
he's a free
State's like,
agent.
they have to take that,
Yeah.
really, don't they?
mean,
It's either nothing or
They don't have to.
or Jalen Brown and Gordon Hayward.
And
And
that's,
Hayward fits in their offense, Jaylen Brown kind of does too. He can switch on defense. So that's the rumor, Terry. Now that's the way that they might not be able to get both of them to New York the way they want. So they wouldn't mind playing together in Boston. That's how it's going to happen. I think it was LeBron's boyfriend who said that.
Okay, so
Windhorst.
we do that as Boston. Here's my deal, and we keep
going
forgetting.
Straight to the finals. You won a championship right there.
We keep forgetting one guy, and I think that he's dedicated his career to Boston, and we're doing him wrong. That's Terry Rozier.
What about him?
He's a good player. Just never getting to play.
He would start on.
He's a good player. I think he needs to be traded.
No, I agree. That's the problem. We're gonna have to get rid of him to somebody.
I said, Terry, you could have Kevin Durant, and you bring up poor Terry Rozier's feelings.
Because Kevin Durant's just a guy who jumps around everywhere wanting a championship. And that's why he went to Golden State. He couldn't win one with Westbrook down there at Oklahoma.
I don't think anybody can
That is
win
exactly
with Westbrook.
true. That is exactly true. It'll never happen with Russell Westbrook. And
Paul George is going to try.
Why would he? And you got to remember, Durant is tied really now third with LeBron, all-time leading scorer per game, and he's played with two of the most shooting point guards in NBA history. What if
he's going to join another one?
What if he played with Rondo, or Steve Nash, or someone who actually set him up?
Do you think Kyrie's going to dish the ball to him every time?
No, but he's used to it, so it's going to be the same thing.
Celtics
27
average like 3 less assists per game when Kyrie plays.
Yeah, and plus, what have we been when Kyrie's been in there here lately? 0-7.
So you don't want Kyrie and Durant? Is that what you're saying?
Well,
you'd rather have the young pups.
I would rather
have Rozier and Hayward.
And that's bad. I would rather keep Hayward and let Kyrie run off somewhere else.
Hey, according to Kyrie, he just wants to play basketball.
Because at that point in time, I do know Terry Rozier's going to get more playing time and be on the court, and Boston plays a lot more as a team without Kyrie out there.
So,
what's because Kyrie?
1 minute on the clock.
Kyrie
Game
knows
7,
ISO ball,
Eastern Conference Finals. You want Kyrie on the bench and Rozier on the court?
Yes.
No.
I'm sorry.
No, that's you.
I'm a Boston man, and I watch them play.
How you gonna score?
Because at this point in time,
how you gonna score?
No. You got to understand where I'm coming from. At this point in time, and people gonna say, "Well, now you're crazy." No, because here's the problem. With Kyrie out there, we know who's going to shoot the ball. With Rozier out there, you have no clue who's getting ready to take that last shot. You have no clue. It could be all 5 guys.
That's not a good thing.
Well, I'll be darned if it's not. That means you're going to get it to the open guy. It ain't going to be Kyrie forcing up something if he's in trouble. Because he's going to take the last shot, even if he's daggum jumbled up and he cannot get the shot.
He's going to hit it.
Yeah.
More than likely, he's going to hit it.
He might hit it. I'm not going to take that away from him.
Kyrie Irving might be the most clutch player in the NBA.
But we're going to end up giving it to some guy on the court that's wide open for him to take away. And then if he misses, he misses.
So you want Boston to play LeBron ball. Find the open man
That's
in the
what
corner.
he said. I wasn't going to even say it. That's exactly what he was going to say. That's exactly what he was saying.
Yeah, you want them to play LeBron ball. Find the open man in the corner.
If I have a team with 5 guys that can play, we're going to beat a team with 1 guy that can score when the game's on the line.
What NBA teams ever had 5 guys that can play, Terry?
Boston has 9.
No, they don't. No, the Warriors don't. No. Well, no, they don't. If Draymond Green's on the court, he can't play basketball. I'm talking about play basketball. Like he could. When I say play basketball, I mean you can score. You can get 20. This guy, anybody can get 20.
You can do that. You just put in Iguodala instead of Green. Let Durant run the floor.
All I know is Golden State is a better team with Green on the floor.
All I know is I don't know why anybody's even talking about this anymore because Golden State's still going to win another championship.
Yeah, I know, right? They've got.
That's the only reason why I have stopped buying into the NBA. When Kevin Durant leaves and they're talking about maybe the Lakers or someone else getting Klay Thompson, breaking up this little super team that they've got going.
Klay Thompson's not going anywhere.
Well, yeah, I know the Golden State won't let him, but someone's going to try and offer him a contract. Just when it's not so predictable. When you know the one team is going to get there and it's like, well, why would the other teams even try? Like next season, if that whole team stayed together, who would you have winning the championship?
I'm picking whatever team that Kevin Durant is on to win the championship for the next 5 years. Just write it down. I don't
Right
care.
now,
Right
you don't
now.
care where he's at.
I don't care what team he's on for the next 5 years. You got to beat that man.
Yeah. Okay.
But I don't care where he goes.
Kevin
'Cause
Durant.
think about it.
Kevin Durant goes to the Knicks, and Golden State keeps the players that they have now. They just
Boogie's
lose
not
Kevin.
staying.
I'm just saying.
They can't keep Boogie no matter what. Pretty much, Boogie's gone. So they're going back to their old team.
Okay, the old team.
Well, the last
That
time
still won a championship.
But last time they played, they got beat in the championship.
Yeah.
Kevin
by
Durant didn't
LeBron.
join it. Kevin Durant didn't join a team that won a championship.
No, he
joined the losers.
They lost, but they had won the year before.
Yeah,
they had beat.
That's
LeBron.
not the same.
He joined the
I'm just
losers
saying.
that was up 3-1.
I'm just saying.
And they lost.
I'm just saying,
went there
even
'cause
still,
Draymond
even
Green
if Kevin
called
Durant
him
left,
crying.
even if Kevin Durant left, I'd still favor the Warriors to get the championship.
There's a point. At some point, Steph's game isn't going to be transformative. There's a point, and it's gonna end quickly because he's a shooter. He's not a get to the basket type player like these older players like LeBron and Kobe and Durant say if you're not shooting, I'm gonna take you to the block.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take you inside. Well,
Yeah, but
LeBron
usually,
can't go to the free throw line
usually
anymore.
it's the reverse though. Usually it's the shooters last.
No, but what I'm saying is that
Shooting's the last thing that
what was
leaves
the,
you.
what no. I'm not saying he's not gonna be able to quit shooting. As he gets older, he's not gonna be able to shake the players like he can now.
Oh, well, he still can be a spot up shooter.
My goodness, let me finish this.
I'm just saying, Kevin, you cannot sit here and tell me that Steph Curry one day is just going to. It's just going to.
No, I'm talking about as being the able to win the championship by himself, like he does now.
Yeah, but he's still
that's
young.
going to be. How old is he?
Well,
now remember,
Steph. He's probably in his late 20s.
Now remember, when his first few years of his career, what did he have problems with? Ankle problems.
Yeah.
Now, so he hadn't had
He's
any.
got
He hadn't
special
had
shoes for that.
He hadn't had any lately. But everybody gets older, and if Durant leaves them,
how old is Steph? Are you looking at that?
So,
oh no, he's 30, 31. Or whatever.
if he's in his,
20s,
I mean, if
early.
Durant leaves,
He's at least 30.
Do you think that's going to hurt him?
What?
Golden State?
If Durant leaves them,
Yeah.
that Kevin Durant's going to win the championship wherever he's at. Right now.
Well,
So you're
unless-
just
unless
so
he
you're
goes to the Knicks.
self-proclaiming right now as Kevin Durant's the best basketball player in the NBA.
Yes.
Kevin Durant didn't win one when he wasn't there. He had to go to Golden State to win one.
They lost the last time they played before he joined their team.
Yeah, but they were up 3-1.
They lost the last time. So, what? Okay, if Kevin Durant don't
he's
go,
30.
if Kevin Durant don't go to the Warriors, do the Warriors win those next two championships?
They can.
I didn't say can. I said do they? Does LeBron win another championship if Kevin Durant's not
It's
there?
all ifs and buts.
I don't think he did. I mean,
You still got Thompson. You got Curry. I mean, you still got then you still gonna have
Think
Cousins
about,
in the
and see,
middle.
Here's the
I mean,
thing about you were playing against a LeBron James Cleveland Cavaliers team that shooters wise
less.
didn't. I mean, they still couldn't match
like
up.
the year after,
They just beat them.
They had
They
less.
just beat
They
them.
I know they had just
Yeah,
beaten
but
them,
they
but
still
had
had
beaten them
less.
with Draymond. Yeah, they still had less in Cleveland, and Draymond Green basically had kicked himself out of Golden State.
Before-
Had kicked Golden State out of a chance to play it
Before-
for the championship. Really,
Let's see this. Before Kevin Durant joined the Warriors,
yeah.
best player on the Cavs, who was it?
LeBron,
Who was the best player on the Warriors?
Steph.
probably Steph Curry.
All right. Who's better, Steph or LeBron?
oh, LeBron's better.
So LeBron. Second best player on the Cavs was
Kyrie.
Love. Oh, on who?
Cavs. Kyrie or Love?
At the time,
Love.
well, Kyrie was still going to leave no matter what after that.
That's not what I'm asking.
It was
Huh.
Kyrie.
Who's the best player?
It was
Kyrie. Is Kyrie better than Klay Thompson?
Yeah, I'd say yes.
So that's 2-0. Next, Draymond versus Kevin Love. Kevin Love's better than Draymond. So they had 3-0 players heads up. The Cavs had the better team. I don't
They
care what
might
anybody
have had
says.
the better team, but they didn't play the better style of
You're right.
basketball.
You're
That's-
right.
They play the Cavs. Seriously,
But the
they
Cavs
played
had the better
LeBron and
players.
everybody else, and it was a losing style of basketball.
Yeah, because
It was.
Kevin Love went from being an
But they won.
all-star to
And then
nothing.
Kevin Durant joined them. Well, that's what I'm saying. That series went 1-1,
Mm-hmm.
and then Durant joined them, and then it was a
And
whitewash.
then the next year, I was gonna say, and then next
It ain't
year
even
they
been
got
close.
they got blown out. That's what I'm saying.
So it was 1-1, even up.
Mhm.
I just named the players, 3 best players. The Cavs had the 3 best players, and the Warriors didn't. So the Cavs just won the championship. So it would have been worse. Wouldn't have been worse for Durant to join the Cavs than the Warriors?
Well, now y'all said they had the 3 best players. I took Thompson.
Over Kyrie? Wow,
Yeah.
you hate Kyrie.
I never
Klay
said
Thompson's a better
that.
two-way player.
You just Terry. You just said
Klay
Klay Thompson's better
Klay
than Kyrie.
Thompson is a better two-way player.
I mean, he's a better defender.
You think Klay's better
He's a
than
better
Kyrie,
scorer?
and you'd rather have Rozier than
I wouldn't say
Kyrie.
he's a better scorer.
know.
He's a better shooter.
You'd rather have Rozier and Klay Thompson.
He can be a better scorer sometimes. Think
but
about
he's definitely the better shooter.
9 dribbles, 42 points.
Whoa. He's a better shooter. I wouldn't say he's a better
That's
scorer.
not bad. That's pretty efficient. He's not using a whole lot of energy. Just
Kyrie's a slightly better Kemba.
He's a better driver.
Slightly better Kemba.
Well, that's a topic for conversation too. Is the rumor I heard is that Los Angeles obviously going to lose all those 1-year players, going to free up a little bit of cap money. I heard that they might be making a run for Kemba Walker to just try and get somebody else in, because it looks like Los Angeles might be out of the Anthony Davis sweepstakes.
Yeah.
Well,
when I look at the Lakers, here's your deal.
Well, next year
you got LeBron and then whoever they want to bring, and it's going to have to be, and this is my own quote.
Because think about it, LeBron wants all-stars.
Well, no, that's not going to be like that. It's going to be players like Kemba and some of these players who have not won that's going to go to him. People like Thompson's not going to L.A.
Kimba's not going to the West.
That's what I'm
saying.
saying. Thompson's not going to I'm not going to be second fiddle over. I'm already that up at Golden State. I'm not going to be the man
Kimba
there.
Ain't going to go to the West. Well, it's not going to come down to that. It's just whoever's going to offer him the most money.
But what I'm saying is he's going to.
If
he wants to make
all
an
he wants
all-star
to do is
teams
make an all-star team, then Charlotte's the perfect place.
That's what. He might.
And he'll never win. And he'll never win a championship.
I think if anybody's going to New York, he would.
God, I hope not.
I mean, I really do.
I thought they'd make that trade already, because they're talking about trading for him during the season.
I don't know. We'll see. All right, we got to take a break. NBA. Real quick, the draft order right now, they've got Knicks at 1 picking Williamson. Suns picking Morant at 2 from Murray State.
Oh, he's so
Cavs with Barrett from Duke.
That's crazy.
What? That's crazy.
That's crazy. What? I'm even looking at this, and there's no way. If R.J. Barrett goes behind Morant, there's a problem there. R.J. Barrett has played top elite, the number 1 guy coming into college, and now he's third on this list on account of Morant is lighting up for Murray State. Well, tell me who Murray State plays. Nobody.
They might have to play at Appalachian.
Well, there's
I don't know.
Okay. Come on, people.
Didn't Damian Lillard go to Murray State?
Weber State.
Weber State. That was the other state. Well, wait a minute, Terry.
Rui
I don't want to hear
Hachimura.
it. This and baseball are the only sports where you can. Well, football even has their moments where you can play in a small conference and still be dominant.
I'm sorry, he's not better than R.J. Barrett.
Cameron Reddish.
Can you sit here and tell me that
5
you've
to
watched
Atlanta?
John Morant?
That's 3 out of 5.
Yeah, I've sat here and
Dukes.
watched John Morant,
Yeah,
and I'm playing against Jacksonville State.
Bruno Fernando
okay.
at 6. Keldon Johnson at 7.
He ought to be averaging 35 a game.
Nasir Little listed in the 8th spot.
That blows my mind.
To the Hawks.
That blows my mind. I don't think he should even leave after this year.
Well, if he's a top 10 pick, he should. That's what Marvin Williams and Corey Maggette did. I was like,
no, they will. That's what
What
they'll
are they
do.
doing?
He'll go to the NBA draft. He'll go to the combine, and they'll talk to him. And if he says whether or not he's going to go like in the top 10, it's going to decide whether or not he'll even go.
see, in all this stuff with all these drills and all
And
this
look,
other
it's
stuff.
it's even got
these
Boston
measurements.
drafting another point guard.
Kobe White.
Well, he's a dang scorer, but like y'all need another guard.
They've got
We need Kobe White.
They got the Hornets drafting Romeo Langford of Indiana, shooting guard. They need wings. Can he
Malik
shoot?
Monk didn't even play last night.
He didn't, did he? So
Dwayne Bacon did that.
Yeah, he did. He's not bad.
Speaking of bacon, we had breakfast this morning. All right, we'll be back in a few minutes on KTCBroadcasting.com.
It's a Ford Toyota battle here in Phoenix.
The NASCAR Xfinity Series.
Austin Cindric now in the middle as Christopher Bell goes to the bottom.
NASCAR's Young Guns ride into the desert Southwest.
Gets into the back of Christopher Bell. Bell saves the race car.
Eager to blaze their own trail to glory.
Bell pays Cindric back right in the middle of turn 3 and 4.
The Thank You Fans 200.
Dicey stuff.
Saturday at 3:30 on the Motor Racing Network.
The Thank You Fans 200 this Saturday afternoon at 3:30 on Carolina Country WCSL. 92.3 FM, 1590 AM, and online at KDCBroadcasting.com.
Say, kids, what time is it?
This is the 60s.
Hey, J.J. Wilson here, reminding you to tune in this weekend for This is the 60s, featuring the best music from the best decade and so much more. There's 60s television, movies, news, pop culture, trivia, novelty songs, interviews, deep cuts, and a whole lot more. It's peace, love, and rock and roll on This is the 60s.
This is the 60s, Friday mornings from 10 a.m. till 12 noon on The Boss, WHS, AM and FM in Shelby, WLON in Lincolnton. It's a triple header of savings at Renato Auto Mall in Shelby. Save 3 big ways on 3 of your favorites. Right now, buy a brand new Kia for as low as $14,998. But hurry, only 15 are left on the lot at this low price. And right now, brand new Honda Accords start at $21,000 and save up to $10,660 on a brand new GMC truck. Yes, it's a triple header of savings at Renato Kia, Renato Honda, and Renato Buick GMC. All conveniently located at Renato Auto Mall, 4423 East Dixon Boulevard, Shelby.
Isolated and alone?
That's how millions of Americans feel while experiencing a mental health crisis.
Need to talk? Our providers love to listen.
Call us now at 1-888-235-HOPE.
That's 1-888-235-4673.
Partners, improving lives and strengthening communities in North Carolina. 1-888-235-HOPE. 235-4673.
Buy more, save more at Hendrick Appliance and Mattress Center in Shelby. Come in now and save up to $1,200 on select GE Profile appliance packages, refrigerators, dishwashers, ranges, and microwave ovens. Let Hendrick Appliance and Mattress Center put a package together for you. Again, save up to $1,200 on select GE Profile appliance packages. Buy more, save more at Hendrick Appliance and Mattress Center. 1241 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Open 9 to 6 Monday through Friday, 9 to 3 on Saturday. There's no one like you. And Pandora Jewelry is opening up all kinds of possibilities to show that to the world with the new open bangle. Beautifully crafted from sterling silver with new interchangeable end caps. You can mix, match, and even have the freedom to customize like never before. Shop the new open bangle from Pandora Jewelry now and do see the wonderful Pandora Jewelry. Available at Facet Foundry Jewelry Studios, 530 South New Hope Road, Gastonia. Online at FacetFoundryJewelry.com.
We're here because your mother doesn't trust anyone else. Your daughter just got her license. Your son needs a dependable car for school. Or maybe you just appreciate honesty, which is exactly what you get at Classic Ford of Shelby. Whether shopping for one of our 200 new Fords in stock or one of our quality pre-owned vehicles starting as low as $3,000, you get honest service at a hometown price. Welcome to our family. Classic Ford of Shelby, the hometown store that gives you more.
When you shop our local advertisers, be sure to tell them you heard it on the radio. That way they'll know that their radio dollars they spend works for them and you too. Even in today's fast-moving world, radio remains the leading media to reach more people. 93% of Americans listen to AM/FM radio over the air. TV viewership is 89%, smartphone use is 83%, and personal computer use is 50%. So if you're a business owner, reach more people with the power of radio. If you don't tell it, you can't sell it. See the power of radio. WHS Shelby, WLON Lincolnton, WCSL Cherryville. Online at KTCBroadcasting.com.
It's game day. The energy pulsates through the arena. Adrenaline pumps. Tension heightens. Anticipation peaks. The crowd rises. It's finally time. The whistle blows and the ball goes up. Don't blink.
Pulls up for the tie. Yes, sir. 4.1 to go.
Game day lives here on the Tar Heels Sports Network, powered by Learfield.
Check out the great rates at Pine Mountain Golf Course. Play and ride weekdays for only $21. Seniors play and ride weekends for just $18. Or you can play and ride all day weekdays for only $28. Seniors can play and ride all day on weekends for $25. Make your tee time today by calling 828-433-4950. You'll love this challenging 18-hole par 68 course. The Pine Mountain Golf Course, adjacent to South Mountain State Park. Again, call 828-433-4950 for your tee time. Carpenter Porter Funeral and Cremation Services in Cherryville is there for you in your time of need. They're a progressive and comprehensive funeral service provider, promoting the highest ethical and professional standards while maintaining cost-effective service. Funeral directors John Porter, Scott, and Hannah Garrett are there to help you and give you guidance during one of life's most difficult times. For more information, call 435-6711. Located at 1100 East Main Street in Cherryville and online at carpentersfuneralhome.net. A member of the National Funeral Directors Association.
Isolated and alone?
That's how millions of Americans feel while experiencing a mental health crisis.
Need to talk? Our providers love to listen.
Call us now at 1-888-235-HOPE.
That's 1-888-235-4673.
Partners, improving lives and strengthening communities in North Carolina. 1-888-235-HOPE. 235-4673.
I was trying to play
do it
music.
live.
Yeah, we'll just come straight back.
We'll do it live.
Do it live.
I was trying to do my fancy music, but I know what the problem is. I was playing my fancy music, guys. But the problem was, there's a mute button. So what you do is you go
click that mute button.
See, then you slide it down, slide it up.
Terry with them gang signs, man.
Terry, you're gonna get me shot.
Instead of gang sign John Wall, it's gang sign Terry Randall.
So, college basketball today.
Get kicked out of West Lincoln for that, too. You know.
Duke and North Carolina. KTC Broadcasting.
What time are they playing tonight?
It is today.
6.
North Carolina.
11 o'clock at night.
They put the ACC on early when it's no good game.
Is that what it is, Terry? Gosh, Terry. Terry's really got to meet Travis. Travis, you got to call in one day if you're listening this morning. You said you were
Terry,
last night. I know you didn't get out.
The game's for second and third place. Okay, great job, y'all. It's the game of the night. Okay, after Virginia wins, they're playing for second and third.
Court filings in federal criminal case involving college basketball.
Right now.
Court filings in federal criminal case involving college basketball corruption linked former state Mark Gottfried to being the first head coach directly connected to impermissible benefit payments to players, and sources told ESPN. Not part of the story is a North Carolina lawyer laughed in the backseat of a limo last night till he cried that they paid players to get beat by Carolina by 50. Terry, do you have comment?
Well, I mean, hey, everybody knew when
He said, y'all paid Dennis Smith to lose by 50.
When we were watching them play, and after the game, Godfrey always had his arm around Dennis Smith. You knew something was going on. Every game that we played, they walked off the court hand in hand. So, you know,
Godfrey
I don't know
on
what to say.
Godfrey on 2 occasions gave the assistant coach an envelope containing what early believed was cash to deliver to Dennis Smith Jr.'s trainer to ensure he signed with the Wolfpack in 2015. Smith's trainer, he said he was supposed to deliver the envelopes to Dennis Smith, father of the 5-star recruit senior, who is now the point guard with the Knicks, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, let's see. According to sources, allegations concerning Godfrey were included in a sentence memorandum filed on behalf of former Adidas executive James Gatto, who was sentenced to 9 months in federal prison Tuesday. The information concerning Godfrey who is now coaching at Cal State Northridge, is redacted the sentencing memo that is publicly available. So there's just a little information on that. So he's coaching somewhere else right now. Obviously, it affects NC State.
For now,
maybe I don't know how. We never know how the NCAA decides to do any type of punishment.
We all know that.
You give kids money, you go into jail, but you beat your wife.
He's got a job, and Rick Pitino doesn't.
Rick Pitino has a job. It's in Greece. Wouldn't you rather have a job in Greece than Cal State Northridge?
He wants to coach back here. He wants to coach. No, okay. Have you ever heard like Dickie V go off about? It's crazy. No one will hire Dickie V here in college basketball. I'm like, he was running a brothel. Like, why would you? What do you expect him to? Like, you expect him just to get another job at a Division I school?
He's not gonna. If Rick Pitino,
it's probably legal in Greece for all we know. I don't know.
Rick Pitino was gonna come back, he would have to coach D2 or D3.
Yeah,
he would have to
just to try
I think,
and claim his
and
name.
honestly, I think he would enjoy D3 more because D3 is where you get the kids who actually want to play. Because there's no scholarships.
He wants to have Division III basketball's finest.
Yeah, boy.
If Rick Pitino cared about coaching the kids, he wouldn't be taking millions and from all that from Adidas underneath and all that other stuff.
You ever seen
he'd go to the pros.
You ever seen that movie Division III Football's Finest?
I don't think I
it was
have.
bad.
Oh, that was funny.
Oh, it was bad.
God,
I don't think I have.
Good.
Zion Williamson not
Don't.
expected to play today, right?
That's what they say.
No, it's Kay's going to decide after shoot around. That's what he said.
But
That's
they
what
said he is
Kay's going to
predicting
decide.
in
No,
more
Zion's
workouts.
going to decide.
He is completing
They-
in more.
Listen, what they're doing is he ain't playing today, but ESPN's got a lot of money involved into this game, so they've got to have people watching and tuning into the game. So Zion might play, guys. He might warm up, guys. He's going to be out there, guys.
Don't get me started on
I
that
would
dang
bet.
network.
I would bet everything I could he's not. That's exactly what
I
that
can't
is.
stand
Why
that
has he been
network.
warming up the other games?
No.
Okay.
Look, and here's the thing as well. And here's the thing.
I got this.
I was on.
Steven don't have it, Terry.
I was just scrolling through Twitter, and ESPN's feed came up, and it said, college basketball this weekend. Let's look at some of the best Zion highlights. He ain't even playing it right now. Okay.
Let's
stop trying. He's earned the number 1 pick. You ain't gotta keep like ESPN. It's showing you're trying too hard.
Well,
it's showing.
What you're seeing now is what they were doing to LeBron.
I know with LeBron.
And here's when you look at the Jordan's career. So, and I think Skip slipped up yesterday. Remember, you know how I say Jordan got suspended, secretly suspended. A lot of people think
for
that.
A year.
Skip, when he was talking about it yesterday, kind of slipped up when he was talking about it. He said, "Well, he was forced to miss 2 years." In part of his comment, so I wonder if that's exactly what he's talking about. Now then he retired for 3 years, but those last few years, Terry, I know you can remember vividly. The only thing they ever talked about was, what is the NBA going to do now? Who's going to be the next Jordan? Who's going to take over? And they were scared to death of Iverson and them coming in with the baggy jeans and everything. And so they did the dress code. And then now Russell Wilson can wear street cones.
Wilson
Wilson walks in a Canadian tuxedo.
Can wear
for all
safety
we know.
cones to the games, and so. But anyway, they were
High
like,
fashion.
Who's going to replace him? Who's going to replace him? Who's going to replace him? And then all of a sudden, ESPN is hyping up this high school kid, and you're looking at this stuff. Well, this is just weird. They ain't never done this before.
Yeah.
Well, LeBron's first year just happened to be the very year that Jordan retired the year before. So they stretched out Jordan's last few years. Come back out of retirement. You come back here for the Wizards. We need somebody to replace him. Then all of a sudden, Jordan finally retires, and then LeBron's first year after all, and all this ESPN hype. It's all the ESPN.
Is it just a circle where LeBron's about to retire?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Zion's coming in. If LeBron James said, "You know what?
ESPN's got to sell tickets somehow.
I'm gonna retire," I would be the happiest kid alive. And it's not because I'm tired of watching LeBron. I'm tired of hearing about LeBron. They don't talk about any other narrative in the NBA besides unhappy superstars and LeBron James. And I know he's one, and he's the front runner for that whole circus group. I'm not happy here. I need help. Kyrie, I don't know what I'm gonna do this offseason. Quit asking me. I just want to play basketball. Kevin Durant, y'all are a bunch of idiots and don't know what you're talking about to the media. They just, all the superstars, they just seem unhappy. I was listening to Colin Cowherd talk about that yesterday with Steven Jackson, and Steven Jackson said he thinks social media has something to do with it. So because they just on it and they just see what everybody's saying.
Adam Silver
about
said
him.
that too. I mean, like and I think Adam Silver, like as much bad stuff as he might want to say about the NBA, I think Adam Silver is probably the best commissioner in sports.
He probably is.
I think Adam Silver is the most realistic.
He is the most realistic. He is by far the smartest.
Yeah.
He is the most open. He's the most forward with everything. Roger Goodell hides behind the shield that he says he protects.
Yeah, you never hear from.
I mean, Rob Manfred is. We're still feeling him out, and we don't talk about hockey, even though we should, because hockey. Hunter, you were talking about how you hate the fact that you always know who's gonna do this in basketball. You don't know that.
Hockey and baseball are the two where it's like you never know.
No, hockey more than anything. Hockey, when you win the most games in hockey, you win the President's Cup. Out of the last 20 years, only 3 times has the team who won the President's Cup won the Stanley Cup.
Well, the best storyline for hockey was last year with the Las Vegas Golden Knights.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, that helped. That helped a lot.
But we're not on hockey.
Yeah,
Not
yet. Not yet.
Terry, I said Duke and Carolina. We ended up on hockey.
We ended up on hockey.
One day,
Terry, you were the one who was complaining about why we were even talking about it in the first place.
Listen, Terry, want to do it. That's
Terry,
right. That's
Terry,
we end up on hockey.
Terry, we're talking about a team in red and black that plays in Raleigh. You'll be happy about it.
On NC State's
right
campus.
now, they are barely in the playoffs. They're a wild card team. Barely.
Have you watched
in
the
playoffs.
Hurricanes?
What? Yeah, I mean.
What the what?
You know,
I watched one of those. One of those Canadian
I watched
guys.
one of those stick and puck games. You know.
Is that the one with Will Ferrell in it?
Oh,
or the Ducks? Which one is that?
They are on the inside looking in. Two of them three teams. I think the Blue Hawks
Terry,
is one of them teams that's out.
They are like the hottest team in hockey right now.
Well, they got blown out last night.
Did you say Blue Hawks?
They got beat so bad last night. It was like playing a football game and you get beat 56 to nothing.
Terry, I haven't done this yet, but NC State did only score 24 points.
What's that?
We're gonna talk about getting blown out.
What does that got to do with it? Here's what it's got to do with it. Y'all are on the bubble, and that should be disqualified.
The bubble.
Is right?
If we beat Boston College today, we're in.
If you can't break if you can't score more points than there are seconds on the shot
if Wake
clock
Forest
in
would
a
have
game,
upset Duke, should they
you're
be on the
disqualified.
bubble?
Duke should have been eliminated.
If Wake Forest would have beat Duke, should they have been on the bubble?
I think NC State should not be allowed in for the 24-point game, and I think Virginia should not be allowed to be 1 seed for losing it last year.
Okay,
those are my rules.
Then
if you
those are
can't
the
score more
same
points, there's 30
things.
seconds on the play clock. If you can't score more than that, you shouldn't be playing in a game. And Virginia, if you lose as a 1 seed, you can be a 2. You can be a 2. There's nothing wrong being 2.
You know, they're not. They're going to be a 1. And whoever wins
Lose
the
again.
night's
They're gonna lose
game,
again.
Duke or Carolina, will be another number 1.
You're right. Then that's
be
exactly
a number
what
2.
they said. This is going to be the battle for the for the remaining
That's
1 seed.
what it is.
I don't. Okay, so we were talking about this a little bit last night about ACC versus Big Ten. Like top to bottom, Big Ten is probably the best conference in basketball, but the top half, ACC is probably better. Now, and that's the thing. Terry, how does that not make sense?
But see, I don't agree with that either. But I know the Big Ten's good. I would give them
good.
second.
They're
but I would
good?
put the ACC above.
They're
the
terrible.
Big Ten.
The Big Ten and Tom, this
Well,
is
who
for
would
you.
who would you put in second?
They
as the
can't
best
even
conference?
compete
Well,
with the
Terry's gonna say
ACC.
Terry's gonna say the Pac-12.
No, the Big 12. But not even the Pac-12.
The Big 12? The Big 12's terrible.
Iowa State's not bad. Texas Tech is not bad. Texas is.
I mean, we're talking about
good.
Oklahoma getting in, and they're like 7-10 now. They did win 2
Oklahoma
games.
just blew out Kansas.
They did. They won the last
and
2
Kansas
games.
Kansas is down, but they're still good. And
They're not going
Kansas
to get.
State
They're
is still good.
not going to get the number 1 seed in that conference this year. They've
No,
blown out.
nobody from the Big 12 is getting the number 1 seed. Nobody is getting the number 1 seed from the Big 12.
So what does that tell about the conference?
What do you mean?
I mean, if nobody from
it's competitive. It's a competitive conference.
So
That's
if
what
the
you want, is
ACC
competitive.
was like that, ACC always has number 1s, whether competitive and they knocking
Terry,
off
I'm
each
not
other no
saying
matter
the
what.
ACC isn't the number 1. ACC is the best college basketball conference.
Thank you, Hunter.
Period. I'm saying who's number 2? It would either be the Big 10 or the Big 12, not the Pac-12.
No, Pac-12 is the worst conference.
Pac-12 is the worst conference in both big sports, football and basketball.
Yeah, probably.
But seriously, USC has been non-existent in football for years. Washington, they'll talk about them every now and then just for them to blow it to maybe
get
the
in
lower
the Big Four
team in the
and then be
Pac-12.
done. Yeah.
So other than that, I mean, the Big Ten would be 2 for me, but that's just because I know what you're saying depth-wise.
Yeah.
The Big Ten is deep when it comes to teams.
I think the bottom Big Ten teams would beat the bottom.
But I would
ACC
say this:
teams.
Florida State could beat any one of those.
What
teams.
about SEC?
The SEC's pretty good this year. Tennessee's
don't-
come back. LSU went undefeated in
Auburn.
Oh, LSU's coach is going.
you
now.
know,
he messed up. That
Yeah.
Joker messed up.
I don't know how he is. I don't know how Sean Miller's still
And then
working
Kentucky.
at Arizona.
Oh, well,
I don't know.
I don't know that
know.
either. I don't know that either.
That doesn't
but-
make any sense.
All right, Terry.
Well, I know why. It's because
Putting
he's
you
got
on the
another
spot.
number
Okay.
1 recruiting class coming in.
Here comes a good question.
Because we don't have to. We don't know because they're not going to tell us.
Who?
The television people.
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't hear what you asked.
I said, Terry, I'm going to ask you a question, and that was about it. With Zion and without, make it as short as you can. Who wins today? With Duke, with Carolina, or without
Okay.
Duke, without
And
Duke?
the
Carolina?
non-biased
This is as
answer.
simple
From
as
an
it can
NC
be.
State fan, I know the building can't burn down, Terry.
That's
so.
exactly right. I've been hoping that, but that'll probably never happen.
Don't you wish that upon Dean Smith's
But
building? He is
as
a saint.
Zion plays, Carolina still wins. They're too tough in the paint. They have too many paint points that they score against no matter who they're playing. Zion's going to be able to alternate some, but it's not going to be enough. Carolina wins by 5. If Zion does not play, you've got another game where Carolina's going to blow them out. They beat them by 18 the last time. They'll at least beat them by 12 or more this time because they have no person in the paint that's taking care of the paint with blocks or whatever. No rebounding. I mean, you're asking R.J. Barrett to do it all, and he cannot do it all.
Let's go with the Tar Heel fan first.
That's fine.
Go ahead, Yancey.
If Zion plays, Carolina can still win. I'm like Terry. It will be a close game. Of course, as a Tar Heel fan, I believe they will win. And this is why I say they can still win with Zion if he plays. Zion, what people forget, I said this before the first North Carolina Duke game, just obviously not on air, just with my buddies. I was telling them, I was like, look, Zion has had a problem with foul trouble this year because they have him playing a center position, and he's still undersized. They've got him playing the Charles Barkley role for this Duke team. So he's banging bodies still, and he's 25% of that offense. He's 25% of that offense. So when he's not on the court, if the other two aren't hitting, there's no depth to this Duke team. There really isn't. And like Carson said a lot, what's the kid that can't White?
Jack White.
Jack White. Yeah, he can't even buy a basket right now. He could literally give a basket $100.
He steps in bounds when he's not supposed to,
and he couldn't hit it.
God almighty.
Okay, and so, and this is the thing. North Carolina.
You gotta get a certain level of intelligence to get into Duke.
Yeah.
I think you'd know that.
And this is the thing. North Carolina does not play 6'8" bigs. They play 6'10", 6'11". Luke May's a little on the shorter end, but he's a senior with experience. They play big bigs. Okay, so they're going to bang inside where Zion's going to have to use all that athleticism to go up with them, and he's not going to have to play soft. And that's another thing if you're Duke. Do you really want Zion playing? Because how hard is he really going to play? He's got the number 1 draft spot on the line. He's seen that he's been tweaked, okay? And this is the game. At the end of the day, besides the national championship and the ACC championship game, for these two teams, this is the game where they're going to lay it all on the line. And this is senior night for North Carolina. So they're not going to take it easy, and they're going to attack him. Does Zion is he going to put 100% effort on the court to risk maybe not tearing anything, but re-aggravating the little injury he has? Because remember, lower extremity injuries on larger players, that can be career-threatening. That's what got a lot of the big power forwards out of the league. So I think if he does play, North Carolina can win because I think they can be aggressive with him, and it's going to take him out of the game because he's going to say, I got millions on the line right now. And it's legit millions between the number 1 pick and the number 2 and definitely the number 3 pick. If he doesn't play, it's another Carolina 10-point route because they have nobody down low that can keep with. Luke May can go ahead and get 30. Again, I don't know how he does it. I don't know how he does it, but Luke May will get 30. Garrison Brooks will get a good 15. No one will want to get down there with him. Okay, just
a little's become better. I mean,
Little has done better. To me, this is just a losing ball game for Duke, and I'm not just saying that as a Carolina fan. I'm just saying it, just looking at it from, do you want Zion going out there just taking up a spot, playing maybe like 75%, or if he's not out there, it's just free points in the paint?
All right, Carson. Hunter clearly ignored the word quickly.
Yeah. I mean, this game is hard to talk quickly. It's hard to talk. What do you want me to just say? Yes, no? No, I got to analyze
it. Had to be simple like I was, just to the point.
Carson, you're the Duke fan in the room. What do you think? And you can elaborate.
I think this is the most unimportant Duke Carolina game I've probably ever thought about, honestly. Like Terry said, this game really, it doesn't mean that much in the grand scheme of things. If anything, Zion Williamson, if you have any doubt, don't play him tonight. Give him a little more time. Let him tune up in their first game in the ACC tournament.
I wanted him to shut it down for the year.
Well, I'm sure you do.
Well, I could just for him, like, why it's literally like $2.5–3 million difference in draft spots.
I think it's going to be a thing where he comes back in the ACC tournament, and the only way Duke gets a number 1 seed is if they win the ACC tournament, and then after that, it's one game at a time through the national championship. And I think he wants to win a national championship at Duke. I think that's something that's important to him. I think obviously you've got I think he understands what an injury would do to him and the money that he could lose, but at the same time, he's a basketball player. And I've said this before, you can sit out a year in football and not get hurt. Basketball players play basketball. That's what they do. When they're bored, they go play basketball. When you're bored and a football player, you go play basketball, because you can't just wrangle up 22 guys and play, pick up football.
You can play 5-on-5.
But I mean, like, basketball players, that's what they do. They go play basketball. And I think Zion is a basketball player. That's what he wants to do. I think that he's a guy who I think he's enjoying his college experience, because he is big man on campus at Duke, playing basketball at Duke. And I think
probably the biggest man on Duke's campus, literally.
Well, I don't know. There's some big football players. But I think it's one of those things where probably Carolina does win. But like to say in the grand scheme of things, the outcome of this game is not that important, because all it's really going to do is, if they play each other again in the ACC tournament, all it really does is changes the color of your jersey. That's all it does, because you're playing at a neutral site anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Let me ask you something.
Right? Yeah, it's in Charlotte this year.
As an analysis, and a guy come on there the other day, he said if Zion comes back to play, and he did have talked about him coming back in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah.
And he put it like this: if he comes back to play, Duke could be a Final Four team.
Yeah.
He wouldn't say national champion. He said Final Four.
Yeah.
But he also said if he does not come back to play, Duke could be gone in round 1.
I don't think round 1.
It depends on the matchup. We've seen the Duke team with all their stars on the floor still get beat by a lead.
Oh yeah.
And my whole dealing behind it, his whole theory was depends on who you play.
Yeah.
If you're going to play a lot of junior, senior-led teams that have beaten Duke this year, then he said they could be gone.
I mean, yeah, no, that's the thing is, like, I mean, Zion Williamson clearly is the most important player in college basketball. And if nothing else, him sitting out and how
he
Duke
makes
that
much of a difference for them.
That's proved.
And the reason being because and I don't mean to bring State up, but when they played State,
don't mean to.
Well, I'm just saying when they played State and Zion was not on the court, State outscored them by 9. Yeah. So I mean,
and that's the thing is, people obviously, you talk about, like you said, he's 25% of their offense, and yeah, he might be playing undersized down low, but he is.
Oh yeah.
He's their most important offensive and defensive player.
He can block a shot from anywhere.
A player being out also affects your team mentally, because just being out there, a player used to having him out there, and it's a certain type of safety net, depending on what whether you're passing the ball to him or however you work off of him. All right, we're gonna take a break. When we come back, we're gonna talk NFL. We're gonna talk Dak Prescott, Case Keenum.
Yeah.
The Broncos have proposed a new rule as an alternative to the onside kick. We're going to talk about that in just a minute on KTCBroadcasting.com.
It's a triple header of savings at Renato Auto Mall in Shelby. Save 3 big ways on 3 of your favorites. Right now, buy a brand new Kia for as low as $14,998. But hurry, only 15 are left on the lot at this low price. And right now, brand new Honda Accords start at $21,000 and save up to $10,660 on a brand new GMC truck. Yes, it's a triple header of savings at Renato Kia, Renato Honda, and Renato Buick GMC. All conveniently located at Renato Auto Mall, 4423 East Dixon Boulevard, Shelby.
In 2019, we chop on for this team.
Ronald Acuna with a bomb to left.
For a roster filled with stars.
Swung on, missed. He struck him out.
For defending what is ours.
It's Chop House bound.
Atlanta Braves opening day is Thursday the 28th against the Phillies. Live from Citizens Bank Park. And we'll bring you every pitch of 2019 right here on the Atlanta Braves Radio Network.
Join us every Sunday at 11 a.m. for our Sunday morning worship services. On WCSL 1590 AM and 92.3 FM, it's the Sunday morning service of First Baptist Church in Cherryville. On WLON 1050 AM and 107.5 FM, it's the Sunday service of the Covenant Bible Church in Lincolnton. And on WOHS 1390 AM and 101.5 FM, it's the Sunday service of the Calvary Baptist Church of Shelby. Join us each and every Sunday morning for our Sunday morning worship services on The Boss and Carolina Country.
Now's the time to buy your new Kubota from Parker Farm Service in Kings Mountain. Right now, pay zero money down. Get 0% APR financing for 60 months. Come on in now for all the details. All for good on the Kubota BX Series, the Kubota B Series, the Kubota L Series, and the Kubota MX Series tractors. Again, 0 money down and 0% APR financing for 60 months. Get your new Kubota today at Parker Farm Service, 126 Bessie Drive in Kings Mountain. Unless the Lord builds a house, its builders labor over it in vain. This is from Psalms 127, and this verse is what Key Builders in Lincolnton is built on. Key Builders in Lincolnton is large enough to do what the big boys do, but small enough to be personal. Bring your own plans or visit the website at keybuildersnc.com and view theirs. They have homes for everyone, so call your local hometown builder. Key Builders, 704-735-0040, or visit their office at 1459 North Aspen Street in Lincolnton. Like them on Facebook, too. At Carolina Care Health and Rehabilitation in Cherryville, it's their passion that makes them different. Their goal is to return their rehabilitation residents home as soon as possible. Carolina Care Health and Rehabilitation offers 24-hour nursing care, foods prepared on site, private and semi-private accommodations, television and telephone, and even wireless internet. From short-term to long-term care, your care and safety is their top priority. For more information, call and speak with a representative at 704-435-4161 or visit the website at sandstonehealth.com. Carolina Care Health and Rehabilitation, where their passion makes them different.
Like the same song for every player?
Yeah. So get this. Let's back up. Welcome back Saturday morning having walk-up song talks. And here was just the thing I was getting at.
Yeah, sell me on this.
Cashmere.
Well, yeah, it's like a
so
9-minute song.
That's what I'm saying. So it's so good to instead of having for 5 seconds, 7th inning we're doing Cashmere. 3rd inning we're playing a rally song. You know, Black Betty or something. I don't know. You know what I mean? Yeah. 6th inning, Monstars. I hit them high. I'm just throwing out just stupid stuff. But just inning by inning, not you just.
Why don't they just do it by artists?
The league, you guys. I'm just saying, just different ideas instead of like each player having maybe one little song or something. Just an idea of like of a rally type that we know in the 3rd inning we're hearing this song.
I mean,
here's some ideas, and this is a whole inning song. This ain't for a single person. There's a list online with 73 of these. It's called the 73 best walk-up songs. So anyway. That's in their order. I think Cashmere is number 1 no matter what, anytime.
Well, see, Chase Utley ruined it for me. I hate Chase Utley.
So, I got this was a funny one on the list. The Jurassic Park theme song.
Yes, yes. Okay,
there's a player that does that.
Sold.
So 3rd inning, Carson, Jurassic Park, or the 7th inning rally. When you're down, home team in the 7th, Jurassic Park music's coming on for the 7th inning. Walk-ups.
I can get with it.
How y'all feeling me on this?
It's dinosaur night at the ballpark tonight. Bring out your inflatable T-Rexes.
A guy walks up to the batter's box with little short arms.
So here were some of my fun ones to send to the coach that asked. These were that was ones without words. I got another more list somewhere else. But these are the ones with words. Some of my favorites. Number 1, I put anything with mystical.
Yes.
Anything mystical.
Yes.
Just pick a song.
Yes.
That's a good walk-up, intro, no matter what, Terry. If you want to make a good introduction.
Terry doesn't even know who mystical is.
You put in some mystical. Everybody's going to look at you. Number 2 on my list, Carson.
Terry probably thinks we're talking about some magician or something with mystical.
No, number 2.
I think you should have a daggone where there's something that has to do with each inning.
Terry,
if you get to the 8th inning, you should have Sugar Hill Gang 8th Wonder. that should be playing.
See, you're kind of where I was going with the innings.
Terry, we'll
give
you just a whole inning of Randy Travis. How about that?
Yeah, it just
has something to do with each inning.
That's what. Yeah, that's what.
Okay.
All right, so here's some of the ones. These are individual ones. These are some of the ones I like. Number 2, Return of the Mac.
I do like. That's a really good walk-up song.
Number 3. This is what you say to the outfielders. A juvenile hit. Back that thing up.
Yes. Oh my God, dude! Can you just like the beginning to that song? The dun dun.
Yeah,
dun.
That's your walk.
Cash Money taking over for the 99 and 2000s. Dude, that would. Oh my God.
Number 4. It's a little corny, but the people my age, if they played any of this musician at any club or whatever, the girls liked it. Nelly.
God, yeah.
Batter up.
Oh God.
The individual, not a whole inning, but there's got to be one guy that sneaks in a batter up in there. Maybe the first inning.
Yeah.
While the other team's warming up or something. Yeah. Right about hit for the whole inning.
I think that's like, yeah.
The little beat. I like the beat. Number 5, this is a fun one. And it's really not a baseball song, but it kind of sounds like it if you use the words a little bit. The Space Jam Monstars, Hit 'em High. I hit 'em high, hit 'em high, hit 'em high, and you hit 'em low, hit 'em. Love that song. By the way, that's got Busta Rhymes. And I lost my train. I could see the picture of all the names. There's like 4 really good artists. And one of the first comments was like, "These dudes, but the Space Jam hits harder than the dudes today." My Bugs Bunny was coming harder than the kids today are. A couple other news notes. I put "Let Me Clear My Throat." It's always fun. And then one of my favorite, probably for myself, I would want "Renegades of Funk" and "Rage Against the Machine."
Okay.
No, that one from out of your head. We'll play the start of that in a few months. Anyway, Broncos propose the alternative to trying an onside kick. Or do y'all want to stay on baseball while we're talking baseball? Let's do baseball while we're talking about. We'll finish up in a
so, yeah.
Baseball news: we had Trout sign, or an auto sign, all that sign, all that. Machado is what I was getting at. All the big name free agents are finally in. Terry, what's the Royals going to do this year?
Lose 100 games
again.
We just lost Perez, our catcher.
For the year.
For the year.
What's he got? Tommy John.
I was like, gonna have Tommy John surgery and everything, and that
you hate that, man.
Oh yeah, there you go.
I mean, who do they lean on now? Alex Gordon, is that it?
Merrifield, second baseman. I mean,
that's
a leading hitter.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Merrifield was a 26-year-old rookie.
That's what I'm saying. But now, he led us well. I mean, he did leave us.
I mean, I feel like the Royals, when they won their World Series, it was all because they had a really good farm system. And normally, if you have a good farm system, after you lose everything that you have, you're able to come back. But they don't. They're not replenishing the system. Is what
we'll probably have, and this is me being honest. I'm going to go with 58 wins. If we have,
you're not going to be as bad as the Orioles, then. So don't worry.
So it's going to be another one of those years we'll be at the bottom, looking up again.
Yeah.
So 58 to 62. I'll do
what
that.
What happened to the Orioles? There
was like
Chris
a
few
Davis
years.
Ruined that team.
There were a few years that they were competing with the Yankees, just back and forth for that division, and then all of a sudden,
think about first off, you give Chris Davis almost $200 million. Yeah. You
not played up to any of it.
Adam Jones.
We cannot compete. They cannot compete. Kansas City cannot compete with Boston, the Yankees, Dodgers, etc.
Besides the Chris Davis thing. Manny Machado is gone now. Adam Jones is gone. Nelson Cruz was on that team when they went to the playoffs. Jake Arrieta was a pitcher on that staff when they went to the playoffs. They've traded away so much stuff and then just let guys walk at the same time. And they're not a big market that can draw names. And I mean, I realize April, May in Baltimore is cold and gross, and it's rough.
That sounds like here.
Well.
Right now.
It sounds like Seattle. It feels like Seattle.
Here it feels like Seattle.
Yeah. But I mean the Orioles. I don't know, man. They're obviously going to be the worst team in the AL East. But looking at the AL East, I don't think people are giving the Rays enough credit. The Rays were the best team by far to not make the playoffs last year. They were a 90-win team that didn't make the playoffs. And you've got your
Cardinals won a World Series with 83 wins.
Exactly. And I mean, you've got your
That's the worst team we had, and they won the World Series.
The reigning AL Cy Young winner in Blake Snell coming back. You've got a good team. Just nobody shows up to watch them, and you hate that. They're at one point they were worse than the Royals. They were worse than everybody. They were the laughingstock of Major League Baseball, and they turn it around. And obviously, they haven't been to that same level as they were when they went to the World Series, but they're still a good franchise. They know how to replenish. I feel like they know when to trade guys away when they've still got a little bit of value, like they did with Longoria.
What does teams have to do, Carson? I mean, let's take Tampa Bay. Let's take Miami. Let's take some of these teams who cannot fill their stadiums. Is the prices too high, or should we have it where you come in and the food that you buy is not outrageous, where you can take your fans and everybody there?
It's a combination of things. I think especially for I would like to see the prices go down on baseball games, only because there are so many baseball games. If your prices are lower on tickets to go to baseball games, not only are you going to get more single game attendance, you're going to get more long term attendance over the course of the season.
Can you do that playing Harper $330 million? Can you do? I mean, don't get me wrong. I know your sponsors and all this and TV rights and everything like that gives you money, but
I think as an organization, you have to come to the realization. Okay, if you're one of those teams that's not very good, there's no reason you should have your ticket prices above a certain number.
Yeah.
Because it's bad when you turn it on and there's only 10 to 12,000 people.
Nobody wants to come and see a losing organization anyways. Why would they want to pay a couple $100 for tickets and food on top of it?
I agree with a bit of that.
With baseball, the owner to owner, how everything changes team to team, owner to owner is so crazy, because the way I think about it is the Braves moved into SunTrust Park, and they said this year, all right, we're going to have all this new revenue from SunTrust, all this money we're going to be able to spend. They signed two guys. They signed Josh Donaldson and Brian McCann. And yeah, good. Like that, the Donaldson pickup was really good. That made Camargo a super utility guy that, gave the bench some depth. But you needed pitching as much as anything. You needed relievers, and you needed to pick. Either we're going to go in on relievers or we're going to go in on starters, because you've got enough young guys to where whichever one you pick, you can push the young guys to the other way, basically. And they haven't done it. They haven't. And the thing about the ownership with the Braves is it's not a person. It's Liberty Media Group. So they look at the Braves as a number on a spreadsheet. They don't have there's no connection to it. I don't even think if 5 players on the Braves walked into a boardroom meeting at Liberty Media, none of those guys could pick them out. The only guy they could pick out was Terry McGurk, the GM. That's the only person that they could say, oh, we know who that is. And that's what kills me is, I mean, just don't lie to your fans. If you say you're going to spend money, go spend money. If you're saying, hey, we're going to go save money, we're going to do this, like, just be honest and upfront, and that's fine. And once you do that, I think fans do start showing up, and then there's got to be a you got to find a happy medium, obviously, between being able to be a viable business and being a reasonably priced source of entertainment.
Is this the year, and both of y'all, Hunter and Carson, that y'all can compete again, being number one in that division?
I think so. I think.
Can you exceed what Philadelphia has went and done?
Listen. Bryce Harper.
Just signing Bryce Harper.
They was second.
All the Phillies have done this offseason is overpay everybody. Yeah. You overpaid Harper and locked him down for too long with a no opt-out, no trade. You signed Andrew McCutchen to a 3-year, $50 million deal to Andrew McCutchen, a guy who's 3 years past his prime.
Let's say you got an old player in McCutchen, and you got an inconsistent player in
have the worst
Harper.
Defensive team in baseball, arguably, the Phillies are. And they didn't last year. They definitely were. This year they didn't get better. They signed Harper, who is a good player offensively, but he's never going to win a Gold Glove. He hasn't. When Nolan Arenado signed that long extension, I had no problem with it. I would gladly give Nolan Arenado Bryce Harper money, because he's been in the league 6 years, won 6 Gold Gloves, and he's a great offensive player. he is a complete. I would have given the Bryce Harper money to Manny Machado. Manny Machado is at least a great defensive player on top of being a great offensive player. I mean, and that's just me. That's just my opinion. But I don't understand. I get the whole you're gonna be in one place for your, allegedly for the length of this contract. But Bryce Harper, and yeah, he's got a short porch and right, and probably the DH is eventually gonna go into the National League. But I still don't. I don't think the Phillies are set up to succeed because they're throwing money at places or parts of the team that aren't the problems. They're fixing things that aren't broken. You already had Rhys Hoskins. You already had Odubel Herrera. You already had Maikel Franco. You had offense already. You needed pitching. You've got Aaron Nola, who's a really good starter.
Same thing could have been said about Atlanta.
Yeah. Atlanta's got a little bit. They've got more depth. They've got more young pitching talent than arguably anybody. So you've got guys that can come up and make an impact.
So did the Mets lower the case for them maybe having a shot at winning it?
The Mets are the Mets, Terry.
I know, that's what I'm saying. But with y'all in Philadelphia, to y'all, they really didn't make themselves better.
They got.
You don't even worry about Miami because they're terrible.
No, they're the worst team in baseball. You've got the Mets.
The Nationals aren't going to do anything.
The Nationals, I think, will be better without Bryce Harper.
You think they will?
I think so because Dave Martinez was basically having to cater to a 25-year-old last year trying to get him to stick around. And that team was fundamentally bad. They were not good defensively because they were trying to keep Bryce Harper around, so they were doing things that Bryce Harper liked to do. And now the Nationals have been a really good team for a long time. They're deep. They've got Anthony Rendon, Ryan Zimmerman. You've got good pitchers. You got Max Scherzer, Steven Strasburg. You've got Sean Doolittle in the bullpen. You've got good players, and you've got good young players too. You've got Juan Soto, who's obviously really good. You got Victor Robles, who's coming up, who's really good and also an outfielder. So the Nationals, I really do. I think they'll be better without Bryce Harper. I just think that he was a guy who was everything needed to be so about him that ruined the team chemistry and the way that the team needed to be managed.
Now batting, number 4, Carson Dockery.
I'm gonna wear 4.
I don't know what number. I just
24, man.
24.
There we go.
I know. And there you go. The walk. That's all I can play without you two kicking us off. All right, guys.
We didn't even get to the main part.
There is no main part, is there? Oh god. I did it at the exact same time. Here you go. Let's give them a little meat to the dinosaur fan there. There it is. God. Now batting, number 24.
Dude, this is solid.
Carson Dockery.
Yeah, no, yeah.
This is like coming out for a soccer
today.
game or something.
Oh.
This is like coming out for a soccer game.
No, he didn't.
Terry, have you ever been to a soccer game?
I mean,
they don't play music.
Do y'all have walk-up music in soccer?
Or coming up for the skating when the guys come out or the girls on the.
All right, we'll be back in a minute. We got to take a break on KT's.
Hey, fun happens at MS Power Sports in Gastonia. I'm Calvin Hastings, and I want to invite you to join the Vols this Saturday, March 9th, for the big Time to Ride Spring Sales event at MS Power Sports in Gastonia. We'll be there from 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. We'll have free Subway sandwiches from Subway in Belmont, plus chips and drinks. And be sure to come by and register to win tickets to a Charlotte Hornets basketball game, a $25 gift card to Whiskey Bill Bar and Grill in Bessemer City, a $20 gift card to the Firestone Grill in Gastonia, free rounds of golf at the Critters Mountain Golf Course, Boss T-shirts, and more. And be sure to check out the spring deals going on now. Ask about special financing programs available. So get ready for fun with a big Time to Ride Spring Sales event, because fun happens at MS Power Sports, located at 4804 Wilkinson Boulevard in Gastonia. Online at mscycles.com.
I'm Lon Helton, inviting you to join me as we count down the week's top 30 with my co-host Luke Combs, who just got engaged.
Coming up on 3 years ago now, when we first met. And
that's not that long.
No, it's really not an insane amount of time, but it just makes sense. You know, when you know, you know.
That's Luke Combs this week on Country Countdown USA.
Country Countdown USA, Wednesday afternoons at 1 o'clock on Carolina Country WCSL, 92.3 FM, 1590 AM, online at kdcbroadcasting.com.
Dr. John L. Cloninger III of Lincolnton will brighten your smiles with professional cosmetic dentistry and smile enhancement procedures for everyone. Even Duke fans will smile at the work of this Tar Heel. The office of Dr. John L. Cloninger III is located at 904 Doncha Drive. For an appointment, call 704-735-0765. That's 704-735-0765. And John III says best wishes to all high school athletes.
Maybe a punctuation mark on a career night.
It's time now for the news. A new radio show is taking the nation by storm. It's called This is the 60s, with the best music from the best decade. And, well, thank you. Who are you? Well, I'm J.J. Wilson, and I'm the host of This is the 60s. This is the 60s, with the best music from the best decade. News headlines, pop culture corner, and more. But I was going to say all that. Get out of my news booth, certainly.
This is the 60s, Friday mornings from 10 a.m. till 12 noon on the Balls. WOHS, AM and FM in Shelby, WLON in Lincolnton.
Tee it up and let it fly at the Crowders Mountain Golf Course, voted Gaston County's best course. Ride and play Monday through Friday for just $28. Play and ride after 12 for $25. On the weekends and holidays, play and ride for $38 and afternoon for only $28. Seniors 55 and older play and ride Monday through Friday for $25. And Monday is Ladies' Day. Ladies play and ride on Mondays for $18. The Crowders Mountain Golf Course, located on 255 Lincoln Academy Road in Gastonia.
It's a triple header of savings at Renato Auto Mall in Shelby. Save 3 big ways on 3 of your favorites. Right now, buy a brand new Kia for as low as $14,998. But hurry, only 15 are left on the lot at this low price. And right now, brand new Honda Accords start at $21,000 and save up to $10,660 on a brand new GMC truck. Yes, it's a triple header of savings at Renato Kia, Renato Honda, and Renato Buick GMC. All conveniently located at Renato Auto Mall, 4423 East Dixon Boulevard, Shelby. Carolina Country, 92.3 FM, 1590 AM, WCSL, Cherryville, Gastonia. Online at kdcbroadcasting.com.
Dodging some rain over the next couple of days. We'll have some scattered showers tonight. We could also have some patchy fog. Temperatures will get down into the upper 30s. Cloudy skies Saturday. Some showers possible. High temperatures will climb into the upper 40s to lower 50s. And then rain possible, especially early in the day on Sunday. We'll have mostly cloudy skies in the afternoon with highs in the mid-60s to near 70 degrees. I'm meteorologist Amy Wilmoth in the Weather Center.
Currently at the Big O Country Studios, it's 9:54.
How hard you try, you can't stop us now.
Oh, I guess I could talk. This is what I want for me walking up. This is a good one.
No matter how hard you try, you can't stop us now.
This is a whole inning, too. This would be an inning, too. This would be an individual or a whole inning. Renegade the Funk. They didn't write it.
I feel like I'm playing, like, an NCAA game in, like, 2008. It seems like it would be on one of those games.
All the time. The Switchfoot, Gravity. Oh, Gravity.
Oh God!
Why can't we?
There's a couple of those Madden songs.
Yeah.
Speaking of Madden,
hit like a deep spot in my brain.
We still don't know where Antonio Brown's going. There's rumors abound.
He's not going to Buffalo.
No.
I
wish he would.
If I was Tampa, I would call him right now and offer him Deshaun Jackson. Hunter's the reason we're on this break really before Hunter goes is he's here to talk about his brand new shiny $3.5 million playoff winning quarterback you just traded a 6th round draft pick for.
What a value, Hunter.
And you don't
I think we traded a 6th and a 7th.
Didn't they swap 6 and 7?
Oh, we swapped. Yeah.
You're right.
We did for 2020.
Right. Yeah. I mean, now you have what, the best quarterback in the division?
No, because Carson Wentz is still in Philadelphia.
I ain't seen him winning playoff games.
He's never won a playoff game.
He hasn't been to a playoff game healthy.
Keenum's won just as many as the Cowboys quarterback. And then Eli's, I mean, some people, I think he's okay still. Some people think he's not any good.
I think that if you're going to replace him with the brand new Dwayne Haskins, which is what I would have loved for the Redskins to trade it up to try and get. But, we just want to keep shelling money out for people.
$3 million.
Look, I don't care.
It's good.
I don't care if it's $3 million or $1.5 million. Okay, we need a quarterback of the future. Stop getting damn.
Y'all can still do that. You only wasted $3 million. I know.
Look, I guess
you're way more fired up. If it was $20 million, I could say you getting fired up. It's $3 million.
I guess they're just gonna pull a Miami Dolphins and say, "Oh, we're not even gonna worry about the quarterbacks this year."
Cowboys are paying Witten $3 million. Who's getting more out of their $3 million?
Dallas. I don't know. Did you see Case Keenum in Denver?
Real quick, the kickoff rule. Here's what it is.
Do the kickoff rule. That's fine. Don't get me started on it.
Here's what it is. Instead of doing onside kicks, and this is wild. It says one time in the fourth quarter, but I think they might do it one time in the game. Would be more realistic. A trailing team can, if they want an onside kick, they don't do an onside kick. They can choose to keep the ball, but you get one play from your 20, 4th and 15.
And if they don't get it, where does
the
the ball
go?
go?
Right there. Other team's ball right there at 20. 4th and 15.
Stupid.
That's the Broncos' proposal.
That's the dumbest thing.
4th and 15, basically. You get one play for 15 yards to get the first down. If you don't get a 13's ball anyway, and that's how that's the same thing as onside kick.
But now they're already in field goal.
But no. You're not in field. You're 80 yards away. Game's over, Terry.
If you get a ball up and it's going to remain
Terry,
right there.
if you kick an onside kick anyway, they're in field goal range. It's just a 50-yarder instead of a 30-yarder.
That's what I'm saying. That's a big difference.
That's the part you're worried about?
See, that's what I'm saying.
Like
I don't like it. I don't like the rule being from the 20.
Basically,
I would like it from like the 35 or 40.
Well, okay. What they're getting at, is that to give you some type of another way of getting the ball back, like a long, you get a 15-yard play basically. I mean, you could argue about whether it's on the 20, 30, or whatever yard line. Yeah. But do you think you like that kind of thinking, Terry? Or do you think they should? What's the problem with the onside kick is you used to put 10 people on one side of the ball, and the other team could too. And now they split it where you can only have 5 and 5, and you can't get a head start running. And so now there's only like 3% of onside kicks are caught when it used to be close to I think 15 or something.
Yeah, but who in the world would sit back and think of something like that? Like, I can do this one time. I just got the ball. I just scored. So guess what? You're not getting the ball this time. We're going to try this. I mean, who in the world would think of something like that?
The Broncos. That's what I just told you.
That's what. There you go.
They got too much on their mind besides winning.
Yeah. So, do you like the train of thought, or do you think they should just fix something, or do you have something else to do about the onside kick there?
Well, the onside kick, and that's like we was talking before, and Hunter had brought up. I mean, it's 3 or 4%.
So the Alliance is doing it. The Alliance is doing just the exact same thing. They've outlawed kickoffs, and you get a chance to convert on 4th and 12 from the 28 if you're down by more than 17 points. So once you get down 17, you can take a 4th and 12 from the 28 in the AAF, and that's kind of what the Broncos are kind of are building off of there. Today we've got high school basketball. And the most important news, Terry, in the state of North Carolina high school basketball today. Are you ready? Do you know what the most important news is? First of all, I've already started looking for real estate in Durham. I'm going to be moving to Durham, Hunter. Rasheed Wallace has just been named head coach in Durham at some high school. I can't remember the name, but I guess I'm just going to have to move to Durham.
He said he
have Rasheed
coach.
coach.
He said he turned down being part of NBA coaching staffs for that.
He said I'd rather give my advice away for free than be paid to talk to these NBA players. Basically, you don't want to talk to those kids. So anyway, Terry, how many games a year, percentage-wise, will Rasheed Wallace finish on the bench?
Probably 95%.
You don't think he gets kicked out more than that?
No. I mean, somewhere along the line, you have to grow up.
Listen, in 30 games, but now his job is to actually talk to the referees.
That's what I'm saying. But I mean,
his job was not to talk to the referees, and he had a problem with it. Now his job is to speak to them directly.
How about this, Terry? I'll set the over/under at 2.5 ejections. What are you taking?
2.5.
2.5.
Three's 10% of 30
2
games.
2. So
I'd go less. I would, because now he's in front of a young man that
5.
he is
I
trying
think 5's the over.
to grow up to be great adults.
He can try all he wants.
So-
And listen, I'm the biggest Rasheed Wallace fan on
His
the
influence from how he acts is how this team's going to play.
Yeah.
I love me some Rasheed Wallace, every bit about it, but I don't trust him not getting technicals at all. All right, Hunter's going to Hickory, Terry, for the the Western Regional Championship. Final Four is the way I like to call it. North Carolina High School Final Four today, across the state.
See you, Hunter.
See you, buddy.
Just think about Keenum on your way out, buddy.
Case Keenum. Hey, I do know one thing. I don't think I'm going to see a Case Keenum jersey next year. No Case Keenum jersey.
It's probably a 1-year deal. How long is it? Just 1 year?
I think.
Yeah, he's only got a year left. It was a 2-year he signed with the Broncos.
Okay.
Yeah, he's only got a year and $3.5 million.
It's
if your backup is Case Keenum for $3.5 million, that's not a bad deal. He's worried they're going into the future with it. That's nothing to worry about. I'd be happy. You'd be happy if the Cowboys signed Keenum for $3 million to back up Dak.
Dak.
Right. Okay.
I'd take that.
Men's 2A East Lincoln and Forest Hills today is at noon. We're going to try to get the broadcast off at 11. We're about to send it out. Calvin and the gang are out at MS Power Sports in Gastonia. Free Subway sandwiches today. Not a hot dog day. Subway sandwiches today out at MS Power Sports in Lowell, right on 74. Just get out there if you know where Franklin Boulevard is, Franklin Square. Just go past it just a little bit. Out there on the right across from the car dealers, in the little car dealer areas right there. You'll see them out there today with the tent and everything else, 4-wheelers and UTVs and whatnot. That you can go ride and test drive them.
I want to mention one thing when you're bringing up this state high school basketball, girls and men. Farmville Central unbeaten in both.
Wow.
Yeah, that is Jordan High that Rasheed.
That is pretty stout.
That's not bad.
All right, guys, that's it to the day. I want to thank everybody for watching. Everybody last night made it out to the Hornets for KTC. Thank you guys for the ride, going out and enjoying yourself. It wasn't the best basketball, probably the watching a 9 and 10 seed ballot out. But you know what?
Entertaining.
It was better than whatever else was not on TV last night. Thank you for listening to WCSL 1590 AM, WLON 1050 AM. We got basketball coming up at 11:30. Calvin and the gang are out at MS Power Sports. You've been listening to the Saturday Sports Talk Show, Breakfast by Mitch and Kitchen, Hunter Yancey, Carson Dockery, Terry Reinhardt, and Kevin Hicks. JP was sick today. He'll be back next week. His superpower is not overcoming illness. We'll see you guys next week on KTC Podcast.